And we're back. I got stuck on the screen looking at it and was like, where are we? Hello, everybody. What's up? I'm Jay with Guilty of Crime, and happy Friday to everybody. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Friday's my favorite day of the week, so come on in, guys. Hit that like button. You know the drill. Subscribe if you haven't. Get a membership if you can. Let me shout out to Jen's a Gypsy that's finally in the green. I'm constantly trying to get her to win, and it just doesn't. I wish I had the power to do so. What is up, everybody? Jessica, how you doing? Deborah Brush, how you doing? Mama Pearl's in the house. You guys come on in, hit that like button, get yourself a drink, get yourself a snack, because you're gonna be here for a while. Mama Pearl has her snack, and I know y'all are always talking about food. Hey Deb, how you doing? Good to see you. Edith. You know what I did, guys? Okay, so today we're covering pregnant wife executed by pastor and American Idol contestant Caleb Flynn in his way twisted plot, new charges, and disturbing body cam. Fake, fake, fake. Oh, my wife's dead, but he did all the wrong things. I got a really big show today. We got body cam, we got updates. Now, this is the second episode that I've done on Caleb Flynn, former American Idol contestant. So, if you missed that, you might want to go back to part one. I'll break down what happened, of course, now, tell you about the 11 charges by the grand jury. I've got charging documents, case reports, so many things. I don't even know half I'm going to get to all of them today. I guess it just depends. All right. So I put a goal up. If we get the goal, I'm sure that Tiff has more bags left or more of those Nike bags. I will give one of those out. I know there's only a few left, and I'll buy it and I'll send it to you guys if we can get to the goal today. If not, no worries. We'll roll it over. Jay, this happened at my sister in law's church. What? Ashley's parents are great friends. Girl, listen. All right, I'm going to put this up because she started. I was saying hi, and she just went, whoop, got your attention. And hi, Allie, Callie, good to see you. Okay, listen. Listen, Linda. Caleb Flynn was having an affair with allegedly a 23-year-old girl. I don't even know if I'm supposed to name her name or not, but he was literally what we told, and we have images and documents about his girlfriend. He had a 23-year-old girlfriend at the church, and he was cheating on her with his wife. Did you know that? Did you hear that? Oh, I can say why am I allowed to say her name? Is it because everybody knows already? Let me take a look, because I just wanted to make sure. I mean, they put an article out, obviously trying to say that they she didn't do anything and keep her out of it, but I'm not so sure about that. You want to say her name in chat, and I'll look this up real quick. Tiff, I don't know where Tiff, I got lost in a hole. I deleted my collages on accident, and now I don't have any. I know. I'm definitely squirrel today. She got me. You see what happened? I'm saying this, and she comes and says, my sister, and I go to the church. What? There's also a girl that is supposed to be dating, and we thought that was the motive. But you guys, this is, if you haven't been following this case, the motive is even bigger than him cheating on his wife. We didn't know last time that his wife was actually pregnant. Hence why I say pregnant wife executed by Pastor Caleb Flynn. We didn't know that. We were guessing, oh, what's the motive? And I was like, oh, it's probably his girlfriend. It's got to be the girlfriend. But girlfriend and wife pregnant? What does that sound like? Does it sound like a Chris Watts thing to you? And guys, I gotta tell you, if you know nothing about this story, yes, Aaliyah Botner. If you know nothing about this story, you'll find out today. However, it's very, very similar to what Christopher Watts did to his family, even in the fact that he allegedly chloroformed his children. Now, when police got there, they thought it was odd. He was crying wolf. We're gonna go over that 911 call. We got 10 red flags in the 911 call, and oh boy, I just found this content creator that is the backbone of the behavior panel. So we're gonna go over the 911 call as well. Him crying, the red flags. And now that we know that his wife was pregnant, then now we know. So yeah, this is just like shut the front door. The mistress was not pregnant. The wife was pregnant. Unless both of them were pregnant. I don't think so. But the mistress, not the baby, his baby's mom, his wife. Yes, it gets worse. All right. Allison wife was pregnant. What? Who's Allison? Okay, well, oh, you're saying okay, shut the front door. Yeah, the wife. Thank you. The wife's pregnant. Now we know the grand jury indicted him on 11 more very serious charges. Now that we know the wife's pregnant and he took her life premeditated along with the baby. We didn't know that. We had no idea that she was pregnant. And let me take it a step further to tell you that he supposedly drugged his children, and that's why they slept through it when law enforcement was there. They even made a note saying that's weird that these kids are still sleeping through this. All right, so I want you to know that maybe he had thoughts of also taking his children's life, and then he backed out. Remember, Chris Watts had a pregnant wife and 2 children, and he took his 2 children's life, smothered them, and killed the mother. This guy drugged his kids while he killed the mother, his pregnant mother. So I don't know how you can get much worse than this, but we'll get into it. Panda Ann, let's go. Hit that goal. Number 1, thank you. All right. And thank you for that. Thank you guys all. I am definitely, he's the dumbest criminal ever. All right. Let me just show you this because I don't have my normal collages. I freaking don't know how I did that. I was cleaning up my inbox and or cleaning up my email, guys, because you guys are amazing and you send me all kinds of stuff at Guilty of Crime. And yeah, I was cleaning up and I freaking just deleted all of it. I actually do have one though. Is this it? Yeah, I have one of them. Yay. All right. There it is, guys. All right, so that was the original Who's Caleb Carl Flynn, worship pastor, former American Idol. These were his original charging documents, and that was his mugshot. All right, come on in, everybody. How you doing? I love that name, Knucking Futz. All right, do you guys recall this now on Guilty of Crime? Me or watching it somewhere else? This pastor, American Idol contestant turned murderer. All right, very similar to Chris Watts, and I really do hope that he wasn't thinking about taking the life of his children. Sadie's mama, how you doing, girl? Happy Friday. You know how we do on Fridays. We chill, we laugh a little bit, we make fun of the dummies, we pray for the victims, and we chat. So happy Friday, everybody. I had like kind of a chill day today. I was working all by myself in the office, nobody to talk to. So I talked to myself. Now I'm talking to you guys. All right. Yeah, I grew up an hour from there. He used to have a pizza shop like 30 minutes. That's crazy. This whole case just blows my mind, guys. I just can't understand. You stopped watching Idol? Yeah, no. Not American Idol. Did you see the other episode that I did on the first one? Are you guys keeping up with the case? What's up, Indy Isham? How you doing, girl? Good to see you. I see Mama Pearl. I see Synth. I see Panda Ann again. Panda Ann says, let's go. Who's got 3? Come on. Choo, choo. You guys know you're going to do it anyway after we're 2.5 hours in. Oh, man. You say I've touched on this case. I'd love to collaborate with you one day. Well, welcome, Bathias Byte Reloaded. Feel free to drop your link in chat or one of the mods can. And yeah, send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. It's guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. Good to meet you. Good to see you. How you doing? All right. Let's yeah, I feel goofy today. I had like a chill day. I had a little nap. I'm good. All right. I want to what am I going to start you all off with to get you guys interested? Well, let's start. You know what? Let's do the 911 call. Let's just start with that. If you know nothing about this call, you will today because we're going over 10 huge red flags and why law enforcement already knew that this guy was a murderer and a liar. I've got the police reports and everything. And you guys, the police reports are just the stuff they say in them, it's like almost comical. Now, the police, come on, don't do this to me, internet. Hold on, guys. Okay. The police reports are not about the crime, it's about the situation that happened, and they're almost laughable. Wow, long time, Jay. 14 months, baby, lady for justice. Thank you for supporting the channel for that long. I appreciate you. Good to see you in here, Holly. Nets World, how you doing? Jamie, Mama Sage, it's always a pleasure. We're going to be here for a while, so don't forget, hit that like button, guys. We'll give away a Nike bag at the end of the show if we get to the goal. We just getting started. Come on. All right, so we're going to start off with this just because, hey, this guy's a slobbering idiot. Where's my 911 call? He's just, I don't know how dumb you could be, but I figure he's probably on the list of real dumb. So we're going to listen to that together, and then we're going to talk about the new indictments, the body cam footage, the ridiculousness of it, the interactions with the police and his wife. My goodness, there's a lot. All right, we'll start with this. All right. How's everybody doing today? Are you guys doing well? As you guys roll in, we'll listen to a blubbering idiot while I start trying to get my stuff ready on the background of this. Okay, does everybody remember this case? If not, you will. All right. Again, this is the American Idol Caleb Flynn that took the life of his mother, and not his mother, the mother of his children, and she was pregnant. All right, let's get to it. And he drugged the children allegedly while he was committing the crime.
Oh my God. Miami County 911. Oh my God! Somebody broke into my home. Somebody broke into my home and shot my wife. Are they still in there? I don't know. Okay, what's the address? 932 Cunningham Court, Tipp City, Ohio. Please hurry. Please hurry. What are you seeing? My wife she's got 2 shots to her head. There's blood everywhere. Oh my God. Sir, please. Ma'am, I need you to take a deep breath, okay? Do you still see anybody in the house? No, the door to the...
And it makes me laugh because he calls him ma'am most of the time. I don't even think he ever corrects him. He's like, bro, my wife died. I'm a dude. He does. And again, guys, this is a dumb idiot. This thing was already staged. Everything was staged from the beginning, staged and planned. All right. And the dumbest plan ever, because you never tell 911, oh, my husband got shot. I think it was 3 or 4 times. Not, I think, just, oh, my husband got shot 4 times in the head. You can't see that. There's no way for you to tell that's not even possible. Your hair gets in the blood, and you'd have to literally either be there and have watched every single one or done it yourself. He does sound like a grandma. Holly, thank you so much for the $1.99 super sticker. We're going to get there today. I know if I say we give a Foxy box away, everybody will be like, all right. And Mama Pearl, thank you. I missed that, but thank you. That's for the that's my tip for the cherry pies. All right, we got snacks for days here, guys. You know, when you go to those hotels and you go into like a high-end hotel and they got their snack bar filled, that's what my house looks like. Your facial expressions are priceless. Busting up over here. I'm just talking. What? I'm just talking. That's why you guys watch, because I entertain you. Very, very dumb. And I can't wait to talk to you behind the scenes. I want to check out your channel. Again, get your link dropped. Thank you so much, Janet. My girl's always coming through with the $2 super sticker to get us to the goal. All right.
Garage was wide open. Please hurry, please. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. My daughters are here. My daughters are here.
Where's she at?
She's in the bed. She's in the bed.
Are you with her?
I am in the room. I'm looking at her. Yes, please.
Okay. Do you guys have the door locked?
We have the doors to the garage locked, but into the house. Yes, please. Oh my God, oh my God.
Guys, the only reason that I'm laughing about this, and I'm not trying to break it up too much, I want to tell you right now, because we're going to break down the 10 huge red flags in this right after. So I just want you guys to hear this effing joker while I get everything ready and set up for you, because we have a episode of a variety today. It's not just one. You know how everybody says this is the most comprehensive coverage? Well, yeah, that's because we dig and got to get it all lined up. So we're going to listen to that. I'm not going to interject until we get to the breakdown of the flag. So thank you, Lady for Justice. I appreciate you.
Where's that room out in the house? My partner's getting them dispatched, okay? But I need you to answer my questions so I can get you help as fast as I can, okay?
What question?
Where are you guys at in the house?
I'm in the bedroom with her right now.
Okay.
My daughters are in their room.
So you are not with the children?
I was with the children when it happened.
Okay, but you're not with them now?
No, they're in their room. They're not even awake. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Sir, please.
Okay. They are heading that way, okay? I need you to take a deep breath for me. Are you hearing anything?
No, I've rubbed her leg and said her name. She's not answering.
Okay. Your daughter's not answering you?
I'm sorry. No. Hold on. I'm putting on my shirt.
Oh my God. This guy's an idiot.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Your daughter's not answering you?
No, they're across the room. Okay. In their room.
Calm down,
Are you
ma'am.
hearing any kind of noise inside the house?
No, her face is, oh sir, her face is white as good ghost, please.
Okay, whose face?
Calm down, ma'am.
Your wife's face?
The one who was shot.
She was what?
Shot, I said.
Okay, where was she shot at?
Sorry, I'm gonna laugh, guys.
I hope there's blood everywhere.
It's not funny. It's just I'm so glad that he did this to himself. And Panda Ann, boop. Thank you so much for the $2 super sticker, guys. If you want to send yours, I can do a boop for you as well. I'm in a silly mood today. I'm so excited that it's Friday. I also just got a message from Baby Guilty's teacher. Yes, Mama Pro. Yes, her teacher said she was a rock star this week. She couldn't be happier. Oh, my goodness. You know how great it is to hear when your child's doing well, not just when, oh, they're in trouble or they did this or they did that. So anyway, happy Friday, everybody. We're going to break this call down right after this. All right, let's go.
Okay, is she breathing?
I don't think so. Ashley, baby, please. Oh my God.
Yeah. He's like poking her.
Okay, she's not responding to you?
No.
Wake up.
Oh my God.
Okay, do you see anybody in the house now?
It's pitch black and the doors are locked. The door leading to the garage door was wide open when I ran in there.
Okay, do you see any kind of vehicles?
No.
Boop.
Wait, no. The door. There's a side door in our garage door that's open by the. Oh my God.
Okay. Okay, I need you to just take a deep breath for me, okay? They're getting to you as quick as they can. Is that door still open?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Guys.
What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
Is she breathing at all?
I don't think so. There's 2 shots to her
Okay.
head.
Okay. If
Calm
you are
down, ma'am.
comfortable, I want you to go and find a cloth, and I want you to put a cloth on that gunshot wound, okay?
Like a towel?
Yes, like a towel, but do not apply direct pressure to it. Just put it on that blood wound, okay?
Okay. Oh my, okay.
I need you to just take a deep breath for me, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Come on, ma'am.
Just get that
Calm
cloth, and I want you
down.
to put it on that wound, but don't apply direct pressure to it, okay? They're coming to you as quick as they can, okay?
He's all like this
Laid
with
it
the
on her
rat.
head.
Okay.
He's all,
Where are
you okay?
the juveniles? Are they okay? Have you checked on them?
Fucking guy.
I haven't checked on them.
Okay. Can you go check on the juveniles for me?
Does anyone think that's one of the red flags, my friends? I'm sorry, but I had to break into that. Have you checked on the kids yet? Somebody just came in and shot your wife in the head twice. Oh my God, oh my God. He's probably poking her with a stick. He probably found a stick from the tree outside and like, hey, honey, are you okay? Dangling a towel over the blood so it looks like he was trying to help. This mother. Anyway, you're not going to go check on your kids when someone just broke into the house. You're going to sit there staring at your white as a ghost wife. Is this guy an idiot? I mean, if that alone convicts him, I wouldn't be surprised. Wait until you hear what the charges are up to now. He finally got indicted by a grand jury, and boom, this mofo's never getting out. I hope he gets the death penalty for this. It's ridiculous.
The police is here. The police is here.
Okay. Can you go check on the juvenile?
No, sir. The police are here. The police are here. Not the police is here. The police is here. The plane. The police is here. The police are here, ma'am.
Juveniles for me?
Wait, the cops just pulled. They just left. They just left.
Okay. I need you to go check on the juveniles for me, okay?
They're still sleeping. They're still sleeping.
Okay, you still see them breathing? You don't see any wounds on them?
No. The cops just pulled away. Sir.
Ma'am, are you okay?
Okay, I want you to. Okay, open the door for him so he can get into her, okay?
Okay, he's running. He's coming to me. Sir.
This fucking guy, man. It's ridiculous.
I don't know. The door to the garage door was wide open. I'm her husband.
I'm his husband, wife.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
Did you hear that? I'm her husband, him, huh? What? I'm sorry, guys, but this is the idiot of the year, and he's being so charged on this. He flunked acting class. Thank you so much, Ollie, for the 99-cent super sticker. Thank you, and chew. Also, oh, good. Thank you for letting me know because I didn't see that. I saw Nucking Futz became a member, and then Panda Ann said boop. Tanya said hi. That's what I'm going to say. Mama Sage, and then Holly. All right. I just don't want to miss anybody. Boop. Let's go. We're going to be here for a while tonight. Oh.
Good.
Settle down, ma'am.
Hey, ma'am, do you still have me on the phone here?
Oh, God.
Okay.
I went here, and then there's a door all the way to the right.
He still called him ma'am again after he said, I'm her wife. I mean, husband. Calm down, ma'am. Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry, guys.
That one's open. Behind it. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Bring it. in the bedroom over there. They're still asleep. Sure. The 911. Yes.
Ma'am? What?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Aw. That's so cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah, guys. Watch. Hold on. Sorry, guys. This video is almost over, but Mrs. Guilty just came in and look what she got. She got me an Easter basket, which I love sloths, by the way, guys. I'm a big kid. She got me Twizzlers, she got me Payday, and she got me a sloth for Easter basket.
New Snickers, they got like a bunch of everything extra.
Oh, she's trying to fatten me up, man. She wants me to be like that guy. You sure do have a purty mouth. You sure do have a party mouth, sir. Yes, I like Whoppers and Twizzlers too. Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
Right there. I'm gonna be walking around with my Easter basket like this, guys.
Just get attractive.
All right, let's continue. It's a sloth. Who doesn't like a sloth? They just do this. They're like, this is what I do on the weekend, guys. I just sloth around the house. All right, let's go. I told you guys we were gonna be silly today, and I wasn't kidding. Mrs. Guilty says hello, everybody, and bye. Or it's okay, ma'am. Here's some tissue. I got you. All right, guys. Now we're gonna get into the 10. Sloths aren't good BMV employees. Sloths are my spirit animal. 4 minutes from the Flynn. Do you really? Do you know about this case or know anybody that's connected to it? Because we're about to do the 10 red flags that you cannot ignore in that. Absolutely going to be used in court. Not only that, guys, but this Sadie, her name's Sadie, the Prime Minister of Behavior. She is the backbone for the behavior panel. And she only has 13,000 subscribers. So I'd like you guys to sub up to her. All right. Wow, that's some yelling, boy. Did you hear that yelling? She got to close my door. All right. So that's in there. Sadie, the Prime Minister Behavior. Her channel's in my description. We're about to break this down. That's why I didn't earlier, because I wanted you just to hear the call.
Pastor from Ohio, Caleb Flynn, whose wife Ashley was found in their home in the middle of the night after suffering fatal wounds. What was initially described as a home invasion in their quiet community quickly started raising questions once investigators began looking more closely at the timeline, the 911 call, and the scene inside the house. Because sometimes the story we hear at first just isn't the story that the behavior tells. Hi, I'm Sadie. I'm the Prime Minister of Behavior. I analyze communication, body language, and behavioral patterns to understand what people reveal without even realizing it. Now, before we start, it's important to say this clearly. Red flags don't prove that anybody is guilty. What they do is highlight moments where something in the story becomes unclear or inconsistent. They're simply signals that something may be worth looking at more closely.
Now, listen, you guys know that I always tell you the people that commit the crimes never want to call 911. They never want to have that documented 911 because it's hard for them to play the role. When they try to act, it usually comes back on them. So they usually don't call 911. They ask somebody else to call 911, or they call 911 and they put their foot in their mouth, or they call 911 and don't follow it all. They're just like, hey, come, click. They typically know better. All right. Because no, it's not. I mean, he's not guilty until he's proven guilty. However, when the jury hears this, and the opening statement, and hears this, and they see this, that's what I'm saying. Yes, behavior patterns. That's why people don't do. I'm telling you, nobody. Jen Soto didn't call in. How many people? Katie Proudfoot didn't call in. So many of them don't because they just don't know. All right. Oh, you knew a lot of them on a personal level. I tell you, the house just driving by, it gives you the chills. It feels evil. I can go live or whatever from there live. Yeah, that would be awesome. I got my email below. Send me an email. guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. I appreciate you. All right. Yeah, you don't have to use caps. I can see your comments. She's new here. It's all good. But yeah, I can see you.
And in this case, there are several moments where the behavior raises questions. So let's start with the first red flag.
Oh.
Red flag number 1, the explanation comes
Now
before
she's
the emergency.
Sorry.
The first words of the 911 call are,
Oh my God, somebody broke into my home.
only after that does he say his wife has been shot.
Somebody broke in my home. My wife.
Now, that may sound like a small detail, but in emergency calls, it's actually very important. When people call 911 during a genuine crisis, they almost always lead with the emergency itself, like my wife has been shot, or my husband isn't breathing, someone attacked my wife. The crisis is what comes first, always.
And that's why when you look at the like the Madeline Soto case and you see Jen Soto and other people, even when they're not calling 911, but you see them talking, you catch that. You catch all of that. This is in Ohio. This is the second episode of this. So I'm sorry, guys. It's Tipp City, Ohio. Okay, I thought everybody watched episode 1. If you didn't, I'll fill you in a minute. All right, but it's in Ohio. I'll do a recap of the case. Let's just get to this. All right.
But here, the explanation appears before the emergency. Before the dispatcher even understands what happened, the cause of the crime has already been established. Someone broke in. From a behavioral standpoint, that can sometimes suggest that the caller is not focused just on the emergency itself, but on framing what happened. And that detail becomes very important as the call continues. Red flag number 2, the intruder appears and then disappears. Immediately in the 911 call, Kate.
Hold on a second. I want to just read that because, yeah, Liz, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. How these douche husbands think they can get away with it. Justice for Ashley and her daughters. I agree 110%. And we're going to get into that, what he did to her and the more, talking about the victims. But because it's part 2, I did all of that in part 1. But just see the sign. When you hear the signs of this, next time you'll notice in the call, hey, Jay, you remember we said that? And you start picking stuff up. Let me hit play and I'm going to close my office door because Baby Guilty and Mrs. Guilty are having a lot of fun right now. And they're just yelling. Not bad, but like cute.
Caleb introduces the intruder.
Somebody broke in my home and shot my wife.
So right away, we are told another person is responsible. But when you listen to the rest of the call and watch the body cam footage, that intruder is never actually described. He never says he saw anyone. He never describes someone leaving the house.
Do you still see anybody in the house?
No, the door to the garage was wide open.
He never mentions hearing footsteps or any movement of any kind. He never provides a physical description. So the intruder exists only as an explanation and not as something he actually observed. And what makes this even more interesting is what happens next. After being introduced in the very first sentence, the attacker almost disappears from the narrative completely. This is what Chase Hughes refers to as the vanishing perpetrator.
Man, I did not know I was muted for a second because these these girls are killing me. Happy Friday, guys. My bad. We're gonna, after we go over this, we're going over I'll do a recap and we'll go over the indictment. I got it, guys. Just pass it forward. We're on now.
When someone truly believes an attacker committed a crime, that person usually becomes the central focus of the entire conversation. No matter what is being asked, the caller tends to keep returning to the attacker, what they did, what they looked like, where they went, and what was witnessed. But here, the opposite happens. There are no descriptions, no guesses.
All right, guys, let's do this real quick. Just quick recap and welcome in Tenacity for the Truth. Although you weren't here yet and you would have missed it anyway, let me just tell you, right, let me just give you guys so that way we can get through the basic questions that, yes, she was. That's why we're doing an update today, because in part 1, we thought the motive was his 23-year-old girlfriend, when in fact, it's not the 23-year-old girlfriend. It's it was the wife that was pregnant plus the girlfriend. So we just hadn't got to that yet. All right, let me just give you a quick recap of this, guys. All right, listen. This is in Troy, Ohio. A former contestant on the reality TV series American Idol has been formally indicted on charges that he murdered his wife and unborn child. Now, today is March 20th. This was posted yesterday evening at 4:25 p.m. All right, he was indicted. Caleb Flynn was indicted on multiple counts of murder as well as tampering with evidence and the other charges by Miami County, Ohio grand jury. The charges mirror those he initially was faced with after the arrest. At Flynn's arraignment yesterday, the judge actually upped his bond, guys. She set his bond at $3.5 million, an increase from the $2 million that he had previously faced. Now, if he posts bonds, he'll be under a strict house arrest, no children, no contact with the victims. Caleb's wife, Ashley Flynn, was found dead in the couple's home February 19th after the 911 call. He was claiming a burglary was in process and she had been shot. Now, he wasn't initially arrested, but after the investigation, investigators said they believe Caleb staged the burglary and killed the victim himself. Ashley Flynn was pregnant at the time of her death, and Caleb Flynn now faces charges for the murder of his unborn child. He was a formal season 12 American Idol, though he didn't make it past the first round. We showed you the interview last time of where he described that he himself as a music pastor, and I love the Lord and I love my wife more than anything. She is very, very pretty. I love her. He also compared her past to American Idol winner Carrie Underwood, saying, I promise you, if my wife dyed her hair blonde, she would look just like that. All right. So hopefully everybody's caught up now. Let's continue. And if not, you have to go back. You have to go back to part 1.
About who it might be and no repeated concern about whether the person might be nearby.
Are they still in there?
I don't know.
So the person responsible for the crime appears briefly in the story and then vanishes.
Yes.
And that absence becomes a very important data point. When the person responsible for the crime just disappears from the narrative this quickly, investigators often start asking why. Red flag number 3, the garage door becomes the explanation. One detail gets repeated several times.
Do you still see anybody in the house?
No, the door to the garage was wide open. The door, there's a side door in our garage door that's open. The door leading to the garage door was wide open when I ran in there.
The door to the garage was wide open. The door leading to the garage was open.
Instead of describing a person leaving the home, the explanation becomes the door. And notice the phrasing. He doesn't say someone opened it.
He can't even continue a sentence because he knows he's lying and he doesn't even know what to say. He's panicking so bad. Now, mind you, he could have had plenty of time to gather himself, what have you, for what he did. But you know what? Mama said you got to pray for those children. Thank God that they did not wake up. I'm not happy about the fact that he allegedly chloroformed them, but I am so grateful that he did not become a family annihilator and take the life of his 2 children. Because again, this eerily mirrors the Chris Watts situation, where Chris Watts had a pregnant wife with 2 young daughters and a pregnant wife with a girlfriend. This is exactly the same, except this guy didn't kill his 2 children. All right, let's continue. It's right down below, my love. What's your email? It says guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. And you could ask the mods too. All right.
He says it was open. That wording describes a condition rather than an action. Gradually, the open garage door becomes the explanation for how the intruder supposedly left. And that stands out because the door begins to do the narrative work. Instead of describing the attacker leaving, the story centers on the door being open. Red flag number 4, specific knowledge without clear proximity. During the 911 call, Caleb makes a very specific statement.
My wife is, she's got two to her head.
Now, that's extremely precise information for someone who has just discovered their spouse in
Calm
what should
down,
be
ma'am.
a very chaotic and traumatic moment. There are really only two ways an innocent person would know something like that. Either they heard 2 gunshots or they got close enough to clearly examine the wounds.
Yep, no
But
way.
in his timeline, he never clearly states that he heard 2 gunshots.
That's what I heard it. Okay. I heard it. I froze.
In fact,
Thank you.
one of the sounds he specifically remembers is the shaking of his dog's collar.
And I heard the dog shake her, move her collar. Yeah. And it woke me up.
And later, when the police investigators photograph him and collect the clothes he was wearing, there does not appear to be any visible blood on him. That creates a very natural question. If there's enough blood to immediately identify gunshot wounds to Ashley's head, how did he determine there were?
I mean, you see what I'm saying? That's never going to happen. I want you guys to understand that. You're not going to know how many times somebody was shot in the head unless you did it yourself or you were standing right there and the other person decided not to take your life. Yeah, the whole 911 call is literally and figuratively giving himself away. And it didn't take them long for the arrest and to understand what was happening. And that's what we're going over today. I mean, the charges have raised significantly as well as the bond. You know, we didn't know his wife was pregnant until she had her autopsy and all that stuff. I hadn't heard about it. But the grand jury convened and he pled not guilty to all 11 counts, guys. All right. He has a huge list of violent and felony charges. He's never going to get out if he gets convicted.
Exactly 2 shots without getting close enough to examine the injuries. Because typically when somebody discovers a loved one in this kind of condition, the instinct is immediate. You rush to them, you check them, you try to wake them up, you get close. Here we have very specific knowledge about the injuries without clear signs of that level of proximity. That tension between what he knows and how close he appears to have been is what makes this detail stand out. Red flag number 5, the timeline gap. Now look at the timeline he describes. He says he was sleeping on the couch because he had a bad cough.
I have a really bad cough. She sent me out here. Okay, yeah. And I was here.
He hears a dog shaking its collar.
And I heard the dog shake her, move her collar.
And see, he's trying to recreate what happened around him, but in those details should not be those details. You wouldn't be thinking about your dog's collar shaking, and you wouldn't have heard something that he ultimately got up for if it was a gunshot, and he knew there were 2 specific ones. You can't do both of those at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You can't have known that she got shot twice, but not heard the shots. He says, I heard a sound freezing and I finally got up. But that's the crucial period between hearing this sound and discovering that Ashley was vague and unexplained. He didn't fill in any of those gaps. So he heard 2 shots, but he didn't hear it. But when he heard it, it took him a while to get up. That makes no sense. I don't know why they released his body cam with nothing.
He thinks one of the children got up.
And both my girls were sick. Yeah. But that was one of them that got up.
So he goes into their room and lies down with them.
So I went to their room. I laid down with them for I don't even know how long.
Then he says he heard it.
That's what I heard it. Okay.
Not a gunshot, just it. Then he says he froze.
I froze. It scared me.
There's another piece of language that stands out here.
So you froze? When I finally got up.
The word finally implies that some amount of time passed before he actually moved.
Yep.
In other words, he's describing a delay between hearing the sound and getting up to investigate it. But the timeline between those moments is never clearly explained. We know he heard something, we know he froze, and at some point, he finally got up. But the most important moment in the entire sequence, the transition between hearing the sound and discovering Ashley, remains vague. The next clear detail we hear.
Well, that's because he doesn't know how to fill in the gaps. He's lying and he's panicking and he just doesn't know. So listen, folks, if you're not a dumb criminal, well, it's kind of better if you're a dumb criminal so you can get caught. But if you're going to call 911, get your story straight, buddy, because this is just bad. I mean, this guy, he did all the things wrong, right? He didn't immediately check on his daughters who were still in the house. He lacks a description of what happened. He says he touched her leg, so he was avoiding her. He just touched her leg. What did he poke her leg? He froze, but he was sleeping. And wait, didn't he say he came from his daughter's room? None of that makes sense.
Is that the garage door was open.
When I finally got up, the door leading to the garage was open. Okay.
So the story jumps from hearing something to freezing to finally getting up and then directly to the garage door. And that missing middle is significant because that is the moment when the crime would have occurred. Red flag number 6, the children aren't checked immediately. During the 911 call, Caleb tells the dispatcher that his daughters are still inside the house.
My daughters are here. My daughters are here.
But he doesn't immediately go check on them.
The juveniles, are they okay? Have you checked on them?
I haven't checked on them.
Not until the dispatcher specifically tells him to.
Okay. Can you go check on the juveniles for me?
The police is here. The police is here.
Okay. Can you go check on the juveniles for me?
Several minutes pass before he confirms that they're actually safe.
Okay. I need you to go check on the juveniles for me, okay?
They're still sleeping. They're still sleeping.
Okay, you still see them breathing? You don't see any wounds on them?
No.
Now think about the situation as he's describing it. He believes someone has broken into his home. He believes that person has just shot his wife. If someone truly believes an intruder just entered their home and committed such a violent crime, the next instinct for many parents.
Thank you guys so much. We are going to be here for some time, so you might as well kick back and relax. Nets World 2025. Thank you so much for the $3 super sticker towards our goal. We're just chilling. I still got body cam and stories to tell about this. There's a lot in this case. There's a lot of episodes out there, and I'm trying to get you all that information. I didn't realize so many people had covered this.
Is immediate to check on your children. Because if there's still danger in the house, the children instantly become the next concern. But here, that step only happens after prompting from the dispatcher. When that instinct doesn't appear right away, investigators sometimes begin asking different questions. Why wouldn't he check on the kids immediately? How could he already know that they were okay? These are the types of questions that come up when investigators begin reconstructing the timeline of what happened inside that house. Red flag number 7, the discovery is barely described. Another thing that stands out is how little the discovery itself is.
And then you'll remember the things too when we see him crying and acting like he's vomiting. He's literally acting like he's vomiting and throwing up and sick. And he's overreacting 110%. Guys, make sure you hit that like and drop a comment because I'm going to gift 5 memberships right now. Okay, so let's do this. Come on, let's go. Make sure you got your gifting on so that you can get a membership.
Described. Across multiple retellings, the story focuses on hearing something, freezing, and the open door.
That's when I heard it. Okay. I heard it and I froze. I froze and the door to the garage was wide open. The door leading to the garage was open. Okay.
But the moment he actually finds Ashley is barely even described. The narrative circles around that moment rather than describing it. Another subtle detail is how rarely Ashley's name is used during these moments.
My wife, I'm in the bedroom with her right now. I rubbed her leg and said her name. She's not answering. No, her face is, her face is white as good ghost. Please.
Okay, whose face?
My wife's face.
She told me to sleep on the couch and I was coughing. I shouldn't have listened. She sent me out here.
In many situations where someone has just lost a spouse,
he's already trying to give his alibi, right? I mean, how many times have we heard this before? You should be. Wait till you see the body cam of his acting. It's terrible. You want to just arrest him on the spot. But guys, they had 2 children and they moved as fast as they could when the case report happened because they needed to get those children out of the house. Now, also, I want you to know that in the last episode I did, they showed him in court, right? In court, that was just the very first initial, what they're charging him with, etc., right? They added 11 more charges. He was trying to get out on bond because he said he needed to take care of his children. The courts did the opposite, and they requested the evidence to remove the juvenile children from the home. Get them out as fast as you can. This guy is crazy.
People tend to repeat the person's name frequently. You often hear things like, please help Ashley, my wife Ashley, Ashley isn't breathing, this happened to Ashley. Instead, most of the language focuses on describing the situation rather than referencing her directly. Now, this doesn't prove anything on its own.
I'm like,
but investigators sometimes pay attention to patterns like this because distancing language can appear when someone is describing an event they are psychologically separating themselves from. Red flag number 8, non-answers to direct questions. Dispatchers and officers ask direct questions for a reason. They're trying to gather specific observations. At one point, officers asked,
another reason why people don't call 911. Now you know, next case that we do and you see somebody, my goodness, you don't hear a 911 call say, Jay, why didn't they do a 911 call? Then you hear this fake, boop. What's up, Cheapskate? Good to see you. How you doing? Kettle's in the house. All right. If he was in bed with the girls, he would have told the operator he would. That's what he said. Exactly. How would you have been in bed with the girls, but you haven't checked on them yet? You were in bed with the girls. You heard a sound, and it took you a while to get there. And when you did, you called 911 right away. We assume, right? Or was there a gap between that time too? Like, none of it makes sense. He's going to get eaten up. He'll probably end up taking a plea deal, guys.
Whether he saw anyone leaving the house.
From you hearing a gunshot, did you see anybody like exiting the home? Or?
His response is,
I froze.
That describes his reaction, but it doesn't actually answer the question. The question was about what he saw. The answer describes what he felt. Investigators sometimes note responses like this because they shift the conversation away from observation and toward internal reaction. Red flag number 9, the emotional pattern is inconsistent. Another pattern appears when the police arrive.
Now listen, and we're gonna see all this. So when we watch the body cam that we can see, right? You know me and plea deal. Yeah, I don't like plea deals either. You don't get half of the things, but otherwise, let's get the death penalty, huh? Panda Ann, thank you so much for the $1.99. She says number 10, baby. We got some time. We're just chilling, right? Right. Did I miss anybody's anything? And if I do, I will come back around to it. Let me tell you something real quick, though. So when he initially got arrested, it was on the 19th, right? It was 2/19/2026. It just happened. They arrested him for murder, felonious assault, tampering with evidence, felonious assault, and another tampering with evidence. And guys, they give him a $2 million cash only bond. Now he's on $3.5 million cash only bond. All right. So they booked him in there on the 19th. And then the next day they went straight to the court and said, February 16th. This happened on February 16th, 2026. And he was already arrested by the 19th. All right. They wrote up the report, talked about everything that he did, how they found it was odd. He was laying in bed. He was laying in bed with his girls, but then his wife was in the bed with a gunshot to the head, but now he knows there's 2. I mean, this is the most ridiculous. This police report is almost comical too, because it's just all over the place.
At first, Caleb appears extremely emotional.
Okay.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
When he sees his friend, the emotional reaction spikes again.
Come on, honey. Calm down, ma'am.
He even becomes physically ill. But then there are these long stretches of time where the emotional intensity just disappears.
And guys, I found the body cam footage parts that aren't blurry. I went over to Plunder because she always puts this stuff out, and all of it's like that except for certain points. So we're gonna look at some of that too, the stuff that's obviously not blurred out. What a I caught what you're saying. That's funny.
No. Stay over here. Stay.
Why is he?
He becomes very quiet and very composed, almost as if the emotional display turns on and off, Shock affects people differently, but investigators often pay attention to when emotions appear and when they disappear, and how consistently they match the situation being described. Greg Hartley and Scott Rouse talk about something called a trancer in their true crime workshop. A trancer is when somebody becomes so emotionally overwhelmed during the questioning that the interaction itself shuts down. The emotional reaction ramps up to a certain point where questioning slows and stops, and the focus shifts to calming the person down instead of continuing the conversation. Or they just shut out completely and make it so the conversation literally cannot happen.
I mean, guys, he is going to be somebody's bitch even harder than yesterday's case. I'm telling you right now, I'm about to show you when we get through the charges and things, the body cam footage that continues after he collapses on the ground. You guys aren't even gonna, I mean, and then going into court, it's like he's a different person. He looks like a different person, put it that way.
In the body cam footage, there are moments where Caleb's emotional reactions spike and the interaction with the officers pauses while they try to settle him down.
I'm gonna.
244.
I don't want to do much back there, but
I don't want to ask. I don't want to ask him questions right now.
that's fine. That's fine.
He says, I don't want to
reaction can absolutely happen in shock, but investigators sometimes pay attention to moments where strong emotional.
He's just like, I'm not trying to ask him questions right now. If you ask him questions, he's like, let's not ask him questions right now. Sheepskin says, I can't wait for the guilty verdict on this guy. And he says, oh my God. Maybe they'll give him the microphone and he'll sing, oh my God. That'll be his winning performance to jail, to prison. All right, thank you so much. Appreciate you. In the meantime, he chloroformed his kids are coming too, right? Well, that's why the kids didn't wake up, because he drugged them. Well, yeah, he should be charged for that. I think he might be charged for that with the tampering with evidence. I'm going to go over those charges right after this. All right. I bet he's sitting in that cell saying to himself, what the heck was I thinking? But oh, we're getting him there. We're getting him there, Cheeky. Let's go. We're just almost about done with this.
Displays interrupt questioning because they can affect how much information is gathered in the immediate aftermath of an event. Red flag number 10, the scene doesn't match a home invasion. When officers walk through the house, something immediately...
And typically a home invasion is one or more people coming in and just breaking down the thing and maybe tying you up, stealing your stuff. They don't home invade you and go straight to your wife's bed and put 2 shots in the head and then leave and close the garage door on the way out. That's just not how home invasions work. In case you guys didn't know, he literally calls it a home invasion. All right. Far from it, sir.
Becomes noticeable. The house is extremely tidy. There are no signs of forced entry, no overturned furniture, no ransacked drawers, no visible struggle. For a crime initially described as a home invasion, the scene appears remarkably undisturbed. But there's another detail in the body cam footage that stands out. There are 2 dogs in the house, and when officers are there, those dogs are barking loudly enough that officers actually are telling them to quiet down. Which raises a natural question when you think about the timeline of the supposed intrusion. If someone broke into the house in the middle of the night, moved through the home, entered the bedroom, and fired gunshots, what were the dogs doing during that time? Because in many homes, dogs are one of the first things that react to a stranger entering the house. They bark, they alert the family. Yet in the story we hear...
Well, that's what I'm saying too. Listen, Mimi, I if you just came in or you heard me earlier, this case eerily echoes that of Chris Watts. I wonder if he was planning to wipe out his family and he decided not to. I mean, you do not you do not drug your children and expect for it, especially with chloroform allegedly, to not be dangerous. So it just makes me wonder. And again, he's married to his wife that was pregnant with 2 girls already. Chris Watts married to his wife, pregnant with 2 girls already, and cheating. This is the same exact scenario. Bro, you should have watched the Chris Watts documentary. It never works out for you, brother. All right, let's continue. This guy, man. We're done here after this, the last one.
The sound that wakes Caleb isn't barking. It's the dog shaking its collar.
Dogs.
Right? The dog shaking his collar, not barking at the people that are coming in. They were even barking at the cops, where the cops had to be like, calm down. Wow, I didn't even catch that.
Move her color.
Yeah.
And somehow the children remain asleep through the entire event. Now, none of that proves
Aw.
anything on its own. But when you start looking at the physical environment of the house, the behavior of the dogs, and the timeline that's described, it becomes another detail that investigators would naturally want to understand. When you step back and look at the full picture here, several patterns start to appear. The explanation for the crime appears immediately. The attacker is never actually observed. The timeline contains gaps. The physical evidence raises questions about what actually happened inside that house that night.
Guys, trust me, they didn't have to do this long. They did not take any time at all to take care of this, to arrest him. They moved fast. All right. So let me tell you that right now. They moved really fast. And thankfully so. Let me pull this out because I thank you, my girl Tiff, if you can hear me or not. We need justice for Ashley Flynn. All right. You know that's our thing here. We want to be the voice for those that no longer have one. Now, this woman she was pregnant with 2 beautiful children already, and this monster decides to just take her life and take her life and move on with their 23-year-old fellow churchgoer. And you say I live 9 blocks from the Flynn house. We all know he's guilty as hell. Well, thank you. All right, look at guys. Here's what happened. His charges got upped. They got upped after the booking in the grand jury. They went from, well, I didn't know what they went. I told you earlier. They are now 1 count of aggravated M, 3 counts of aggravated. Now, 3 counts of aggravated murder. I'm wondering how they got there. I know they're factoring in the baby. 2 counts of felonious assault. 3 counts of tampering with evidence. 2 misdemeanor counts of intimidating of an attorney, victim, or witness. Isn't that crazy? I don't even know what that's for yet because I don't have those documents. That is the most, I mean, that's a lot of charges for him shooting his wife twice in the head. That means that they probably did get him on, drugging his children now that she's pregnant, because that's a lot of charges, boy. I don't know if you see my question. If she was pregnant, why? Oh, she was pregnant, my friend. She was pregnant. They look at the charges because sometimes they do not, some states don't charge a baby they charge it as something else. But that's what he got charged for. And she's absolutely pregnant, my friend. I don't know Ohio. Ohio has different laws than California or Florida. Yeah, I don't know. Do you see those charges there? He's literally got 1 count of aggravated and then 3 counts of murder, 2 counts of felonious assault. We know he was tampering with evidence. And then I still can't figure out intimidating a witness or attorney, what he did there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe, but we need justice for the Flynn family. It depends on it depends on the jurisdiction. And it depends on different states charge different things. Babies absolutely matter, but I don't know how Ohio charges, but I wasn't at the grand jury, so I can't tell you. I have no idea why they came to that conclusion, but he's never getting out. He's never getting out, guys. That's not something that you're going to get out from unless by a slim chance. So Caleb Flynn, he appeared in court. They upped his bond to $3.5 million. Later, we're going to break down what these charges mean. Okay. I don't mean to be vague with you right now, but I don't want to get into that yet. I promise we will. The indictment includes a heavy list of violent felony charges. You see the fact that he has 3 counts of murder, 1 count of aggravated. I'll break it down. You'll find out if you guys just hang with me, and then we'll break down all the charges after we get to the body cam and everything like that. Now, staged home invasion. We heard that dates to February 16th when that happened, and that's when police were dispatched to a reported burglary at the home on Cunningham Court of Tipp City, Ohio. Okay, now we just heard all that stuff about what happened. We're going to listen to the body cam. We're going to talk about the indictments, and that came back from the grand jury. Today's March 20th. And this was on March 19th. Can you guys all see that there? That document shows in the commonplace of Miami County, Ohio, plaintiff versus Caleb Flynn, and they added all of these charges onto it: felonious assault, unclassified, second degree, qualifying. I mean, these are all. There's the bond, 3.5 million. Scheduled a defendant's request for March 30th. He'll be back in court at 9 o'clock. And of course, I'm going to keep you guys posted on this case. All right. Victim rep and victim's minor children. I mean, this is him in court. You're going to see it now. So let's get to it. And we'll break down the charges so then you'll understand why it was the way it was. All right. But it takes a little while to break those things down. And yeah. We're just not there yet. Here you go. You get to see this pathetic garbage in the courthouse.
2 News at 11. The Miami County Grand Jury has indicted a Tipp City man accused of killing his wife.
Caleb Flynn now faces 11 charges in the murder of Ashley Flynn. This is the timeline of events so far. Just after 2:30 on the morning of February 16th, Tipp City police were called to Cunningham Court for reported burglary. Now, Ashley Flynn was found shot and killed in her home. 3 days later, Tipp City police announced they arrested Caleb Flynn in connection to her death.
Caleb Flynn first appeared in court for an arraignment on February 20th, where he pled not guilty. He later waived his right to a speedy trial, and on March 2nd, Tipp City police released the body camera footage showing the moments after Flynn was detained.
And we're going to go through some of that, guys. All right. So like I said, buckle up, buckle in. That's what we're doing. Body cam footage, new charges, and we'll break the charges down after we get into the body cam and his twisted, shitty plot. All right. Yes, he's going to be singing the Jailhouse Rock song. He better keep his mouth closed because, some inmate might just walk by and put something in there.
He remains in the Miami County Jail on a $2 million bond.
And that all leads us to today. 2 News reporter Kirsten Reedford is live at the Tipp City Courthouse. Kirsten, how are people feeling about the indictment?
Kayla Sartaj, I spoke with Tipp City residents who said they're not shocked by.
And by the way, just quickly, congratulations, Lady for Justice. I didn't know that you became a grandma today. Congratulations. I wasn't looking at chat. I think I was reading or doing something, but congratulations. All right. I'm sure there'll be some women who want to marry him. Maybe. He's pretty pathetic.
Caleb Flynn's indictment, but they are surprised by the number of counts that he's facing.
It's just really crazy.
See?
I can't believe it that it's that much.
11 counts, 3 for murder, 3 for tampering with evidence, 2 for intimidation of an attorney, victim, or witness in a criminal case.
And that's what we're going to get to break it down. That's crazy. I mean, even they're saying, what is that? Why is it for? I mean, we don't get to go into the grand jury and listen to that. They're not going to tell us. Remember, for 9 months. Thank you, Krista. I do appreciate you. Inmate gonna take advantage. You're gonna say, you sure do have a purty mouth. What's up, Jinx? Good to see you. Happy Friday.
2 for felonious assault and 1 for aggravated murder. This is what Caleb Flynn is facing in court starting Thursday morning.
If he gets charged, and this is harsh to say, and I'm sorry, but I think he deserves it because Ashley didn't deserve what she got. So he deserves more than what he's probably going to get, but that's in God's hands.
And that's the sentiment many in Tipp City have. If Flynn is found guilty on all counts, he could face life in prison without the possibility of parole.
We just can't be a society that condones this type of behavior. His wife did not deserve to die. She was a mother, a friend, a daughter, a sister, and she deserved to live.
Many I spoke with are praying for justice for Ashley and peace for her family.
I hope, at the end of the day that there's justice for Ashley and her family. And in the midst of it.
And a lot of people are covering this case, thankfully. So I hope that the community does come together for the family and the children. All right. When I was looking up what was new today on this case, I'm like, whoa, there's a lot. Lady, who the hell condones that? What? You guys, DSL, my goodness, you guys are crazy. I got an expensive memory foam mattress topper today, so I pray to sleep more than 3 hours. Well, prayer for you to sleep more than that. Patricia N., how you doing? Good to see you.
This all, my mind just still goes to just doing our best as a community to lift up her legacy and make sure that we just remember just how amazing she was and make that the focus over the next few months, and really just finding ways to continue to support the family.
The Miami County Prosecutor's Office told 2 News that Caleb Flynn will be arraigned tomorrow morning. Reporting live in Troy, Kirsten Reedford, 2 News.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. I got asked the question that I wasn't ready for. Can I go do something? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure. With no background to it, guy. Happy Friday. All right. We started getting into that. All right, he's gonna plead not guilty. Let's get into that. And then we got some body cam.
Accused of killing his wife in Tipp City this February was arraigned in court today.
39-year-old Caleb Flynn was indicted on 11 different charges, including 3 counts of murder. 2 News reporter Evan Bales is in Troy. Evan, how did he plead?
Oh shit! Look.
Lauren Jack, Flynn pled not guilty to all 11 counts. If convicted, he could find himself spending the rest of his life in prison. Now, during this hearing, he found out that his bond had been increased and would have to abide by a new no-contact order.
He doesn't deserve to get out.
39-year-old Caleb in-person court appearance Thursday surrounded his wife in the gallery of murdering.
Sorry,
Flynn
guys.
faces charges of aggravated murder on top of the other 3 murder counts, which the prosecutor claims justified an increase of $1.5 million to his bond.
The state would ask the court, Your Honor, to set bond in this matter in excess of $3 million.
At $3.5 million, a rare high bond, a Tipp City business owner whose daughter knew Ashley from school says it still isn't enough.
I just don't think that he deserves to have a bond, really. I mean, that was a horrific thing that happened.
Flynn.
He's not going to get out. I mean, they should have said no bond. Thank you so much, Panda. And they should have definitely just not given him a bond. But since they did, he'd have to have $3.5 million in cash. All right. They don't have money like that. He's not going anywhere.
Was arrested 3 days after he called police and told them a burglar broke into their home and shot Ashley while she was in bed. Thursday, he was also told he would be barred from any contact with his children during proceedings.
No contact. It means in-person, texting, email through a third party. Any questions about that?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
I would be devastated if I couldn't see my children. But, you know, at the end of the day, he made his choices. It didn't only hurt, you know, Ashley and her family, but it hurt him because now the girls don't have a mother or a father.
I am glad he didn't take their life, guys. It is dangerous if he derug them. Thank you, Patricia. Patricia's going to send me the invite soon. Ready for Vegas, guys. Crime Con 2026 is coming to Las Vegas. All right. It's going to be in Las Vegas, and it will be on March 29th. I'm sorry, May 29th through the 31st. All right. We're going to go, and Patricia's throwing a party. Is that the Bellagio? Anyway, we'll get that out to y'all. Hit that like button, and let's get back into it.
Now, both the prosecutor and Flynn's defense attorney both declined to comment after that hearing. Flynn is expected back in court for a pretrial hearing on March
30th. All right, so we're going to get on the March 30th deal, and let's watch some of this body cam footage. Then we're going to break down all of those charges and what the heck they mean, right? Where's the lawyer you know when we need him? We're starting this like halfway through because I'm not going to make you guys watch the watch the blur, but this is where, is she gone? Is she really gone? Throwing up, sobbing, all that. Come on, honey. You're not eating pizza. And that's the family member, right? That's like the the wife's sister or something like that. That's crazy. And, you know, that doesn't listen, Joseph Morgan, look at Chris Watts. Chris Watts was already having affairs allegedly before that. And yet he didn't want a baby either. He was like, oh no. You remember that whole surprise baby thing? It happens when it happens, especially when you're married, you know? So anyway, that's the deal. Maybe his wife wanted another one. Maybe she stopped taking her pills. Maybe it happened anyway. But this guy's an idiot and he's evil at the same time. Yes, the Bellagio, baby. Okay, let's continue. This guy. Oh, her mother? This mother trucker's hugging her mother and crying like a little bitch that he is. And all to find out in 2 days from now, he's going to be arrested for doing this, tampering with evidence, drugging his children, and all of that. Look.
Just walk him, just look at him. The girls don't know. The girls are saying this. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do either.
Damn,
I'm in shock. Yeah, I think maybe.
Do you want to sit down on the steps?
Do you have a blanket? Can we get him a
Yep.
blanket?
Yep.
I mean, your chances of getting away with a crime like this is almost as good as it is that you're going to win the lottery at some point. It's not a very good shot at it. And I say that too. Every time I watch a series, I'm like, I don't understand how these people think they're going to get away with it. And the way he did it. Thank you so much, Jab. $2. We're at 13. We need 2 more. We're going to get rid of one of those Nike bags. We're going to take them from Tiff. She made some, and we'll just have her ship them out to you. Whoever wins that. All right, we're almost at the goal. We're not even done.
Blanket.
Wouldn't you guys be so pissed and want to just choke him?
Who walked around in the back?
What's that?
Who walked around in the back? The deputies?
Deputies.
None of us have walked around in the back?
No.
Do you not want us to?
I don't.
Let.
I was gonna wait till dogs got here. We have 2 dogs coming.
Okay.
I just had them going around, put up. I don't know. Colt might have went around some to put up the tape.
Yeah.
That would have been that.
Yeah. Okay.
You should send me a picture, buddy. Email me so I can show it off for you. Welcome in Mab. Mab investigates. Go sub up to him. Me first. Me first.
They could bring a drone, but we don't know what they're looking for. I mean,
I froze, and then I ran, and the door to the garage was wide open, and then I.
How long were you here before we got here? Like 20 seconds?
Yeah, not too long.
Okay.
I think I seen you guys' lights.
No cars came driving out.
No, I didn't see nothing.
Okay.
I didn't see anything either. All down high.
And
I didn't see
I
anything.
came first one. It came in. I started going fast, and they said,
Yeah. Yeah.
I hit my siren.
Oh, yeah.
Then I turned the siren off a ways down, so
Yeah.
I don't scare no one.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't find it at first.
Well, that back The side door is what's open.
It's open still.
Yeah, it is. There was a fridge in front of it, like on the inside of the garage, and it's like someone pushed the fridge to open the door, and it's still open.
Okay.
So I mean, if fingerprint.
She's like, if it's not him, then fingerprint it, but it's probably him. I don't know what she's saying. The officers knew this was not adding up, right? And definitely. Look at the dogs back there. I mean, this guy is overplaying it. He's worse than the mom. The mom's comforting him. I would want to go into court and freaking jab him in the eyes if I were her, or choke him. Can you imagine? After her comforting him and him spitting up and acting like he's vomiting, it's okay, ma'am. He gets charged for this. Damn. It never works out. You see them? Look at their faces. They're like looking at each other. They're probably texting each other right now.
Yeah. I would say probably 40 minutes ago now.
That's crazy, man. I do. Golden Globe?
She's sound asleep,
She told me to sleep on the couch and I was coughing. I shouldn't have.
Now she told him to sleep on the couch. Wait, I'm gonna play this. Hold on. And I'm muting.
Is there any other signs of anything? He's walking to your mouth shut.
The detectives will come and talk. The detectives will come and talk to him about it. But what he said is, someone broke into the side door. The side door is partially open right now. Side door to the garage. So, I mean, my sergeant who got here first, he was here maybe 15 seconds before the other officer and I. But I mean, what he said to you is basically all that we were told as well.
But there's no signs of any muscle or disturbance?
I'm not going to lie to you. We try to limit who goes into the room itself. Yeah. My sergeant went into the room itself. So I didn't. I just saw from the outside.
Well, she was just late. Yeah. She was just laying there.
Just for a little bit, okay? We don't want you out here in the cold.
I'm gonna stay on the porch in case the girls wake up. Can I stay right
here? Yep. Grandma's just going to stand on the porch in case the girls wake up. I'm just going to walk with him to the ambulance. Okay. I'll let you guys go first. Thank you.
This has to do with murder victim Ashley Flynn. It showed the arrest and the booking of her husband, Caleb, who is now the suspect in his wife's murder. Officer found Ashley Flynn shot dead in her own home while her husband and 2 children were inside. You see there, we have News Center 7's Mike Gamble live in Tipp City. Mike, you went through video showing Caleb Flynn as a potential witness to this killing until police decided he was their murder suspect.
James, Tipp City police focused on running a complete and thorough investigation into Ashley Flynn's death. That means the department actually even called in help from county deputies, Ohio BCI, even the FBI. The chief said his detectives followed the evidence, and doing that changed how they treated Caleb Flynn.
Put your hands together for me.
Police brought Caleb Flynn to the police station the same day as the shooting. Detectives fingerprinted Flynn, but explained that it was just for comparison purposes, since they knew his fingerprints would be all over his house. Flynn asks about getting his phone back.
My parents coming in from out of town, like my phone and everything. We'll see what we can do about as far as like getting it back to you. It's kind of standard for us to, collect everything.
Flynn is then free to go.
As soon as we get updates, as soon as we know something.
Police returned day after day to the house, gathering more evidence, receiving more test results, doing more interviews. 3 days after the crime, once again, Caleb Flynn was brought to the police station and fingerprinted again. This time, officers walked him to a garage and a marked pickup truck.
All right, sir, if you could have a seat for me.
The cruiser camera video shows this is a trip from Tipp to Troy in the Miami County Jail. Flynn is walked over to a scanner that is in the intake garage at the jail.
It went back to the perfect spot, guys. Sorry, we're still going to be here for a while. This is my baby guilty's going to spend the night at her cousin's house, and she's never spent the night anywhere ever except for grandma once or twice ever. I've never, ever. So, okay, breathe. She is 11. Okay. All right, let's get back to it. Sorry, guys.
Corrections officers then open the doors and usher him into the jail. Flynn would be booked in on charges of murder, felonious assault, and tampering with evidence. Back live here, police continue to work with prosecutors gathering more evidence in this case. A judge set Flynn's bond at $2 million, and his next court appearance is scheduled for late this month.
And that was yesterday. So let's get into the breakdown of the charges. Thank you guys so much for being patient with me. No, she's never been to a sleepover. I don't let my kids sleep anywhere ever. No, I have a 26-year-old son, and I never let him sleep anywhere ever until he was 17 and about to graduate. No, you don't just let your kids go. What are you talking about? No. You see what I do every day? True crime. No. All right, let's continue. Mab's getting close to being monetized. Deb said, who's going to call first? You or Baby Guilty? Baby Guilty will call first. You guys want to know why Baby Guilty will call first? I'll tell you why. Money. That hurt. My son does the same thing. I don't have to call. I don't have to do anything. I know they're going to call me. They say, Mom, I need money. Exactly. I'll just leave it at that. Both my kids do the exact same thing. One's 26, one's 11, and it still works every damn time.
Case of the former American Idol contestant, loving father, and husband, accused of shooting and killing his wife with their young daughter sleeping close by.
All right, so this episode, you probably did not watch this because it just came out yesterday. This is going to talk about the charges and break all that stuff down that we can talk about. Everybody else is just happy Friday. I know you guys are just you guys are just chilling. You say guilty of crime. Do you mind my assistance with those charges? What do you mean? Oh no, yeah, absolutely. If you want to talk about, absolutely, let us know. Yeah, for sure. I don't know specifically. They just came out yesterday, and I didn't want to do a Nancy Guthrie update again. So I said, I'm going to do an update to this case. And there's a lot of new stuff. that I didn't even get a chance to look at. Same here, Jay. As soon as it got dark, they wanted their mommy. Yes, the jab. Every time it's been like that. She's wanted to stay with other kids when we go to, we have a place in Napa, and she's got her cousins in Napa, and I don't even let her stay the night there. Well, I do, but she always calls me and wants to come home. So anyway, yes, you gotta have fun, baby. Guilty. I'm so worried about it. I shouldn't be. All right, let's continue. All right, now we're gonna talk about the charge. And feel free, yeah, if you guys know about the charges, help a girl out. All right, we're on 13, guys. Don't forget, we're gonna be here for a while. We've been here for an hour and 31 minutes, and I got so much to share.
Went to a whole new level.
Step forward.
We want evidence. What's that? A grand jury has indicted Caleb Flynn on nearly a dozen charges, including 4 counts of murder. Come on, honey. The potential new evidence in this case of a seemingly perfect family shattered by violence. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris.
All right, I'm going to show you guys the picture of the girlfriend. I'm not muted anymore. I was muted on purpose for a second. I'm going to show you guys the picture of his girlfriend, and we'll talk about that. We thought that was absolutely, it's not your, well, you guys can't hear me? I'm confused. Are you guys not hearing me or what? What's going on? Jay, I just say, okay, all right, cool. Let's continue. I guess you guys
accused of his wife's murder. Flynn appeared before a judge today after the grand jury indicted him on 11 charges. This is a picture of Flynn in court sitting with his attorney Thursday per WHIO TV. Authorities say he shot and killed his wife Ashley inside their home on February 16th. It was around 2:30 in the morning that a very emotional and flustered Flynn called 911. And as we go over these new charges and where this case could go next, I want to bring you along with this investigation and how we got to this point.
Oh my God.
Miami County, 911.
We don't need to listen to this nonsense again. Oh, we didn't see all this though.
Oh my God.
No,
Hey, sit. You want to sit down?
No.
Okay. Take a breath.
Is she gone?
Look at me. Look at me. Take a breath. Okay. I can't. Look at me. I need you to breathe. Okay.
Why?
Try not to touch much. What do I do with my daughters? What do I do with my daughters?
Right now. Right now, I need you to breathe. Okay.
Now, the Flynns have 2 young daughters. Both of them are roughly elementary age. And you can hear Caleb say that the girls are still in their rooms as police arrive. Now, the inside of the house, a lot visually has been redacted as far as the body cam that's been released by authorities in Tipp City. The audio, though, that is very clear. And you can hear some of the conversation that the officers are having.
And I assure you, we didn't listen to any of this stuff because I can't stand the blurriness. So we're listening to bits and pieces here so we can break down the case. And again, if anybody in chat has knowledge about Ohio and the laws and what these things mean, or you just know about it, yeah, feel free in chat. I got the picture of the girlfriend I'm going to show you. And that was our original. I got your picture, Mab. That girlfriend was originally why I thought the motive was the girlfriend, but now it comes to find out it was probably the girlfriend and the pregnancy. They just didn't know, right? They didn't know until they tested her, I guess.
With Caleb Flynn. And you also hear as they go through the home, different pieces of evidence that they pick up. But the audio drops out when they are specifically questioning Caleb about his wife and about what he may have seen inside the home. Caleb allegedly told investigators that someone broke into their house in the middle of the night and shot and killed Ashley. Her body was found in the bed. All of this taking place with their 2 daughters sleeping nearby. Now, that 911 call, I think that's going to be really important as this case goes forward, not just because it just shows you the emotion of what Caleb says took place, but in that call, you can hear him say the girls are still sleeping.
My daughters are here.
All right, real quick. I just wanted to show you guys. I'm glad you're still here. There's only 116 people here. Where is everybody today? Not that I'm not happy. We're almost at our goal. We're having a laugh at this. Excuse me, ma'am. But that's the girlfriend, 23 years old from church. She literally claims that was not his mistress. She's 23 years old, and they put out an article, her and her family, that says the American Idol contestant that shot his wife dead, this 23-year-old girl's rumored to be his mistress. They're trying to say that she's not, but everywhere you look, and I mean, there's a lot of evidence to say otherwise. Also, I know, right? Look at Corey Richins. Corey Richins was cheating on her man with a guy that looked just like her man. But anyhow, this woman, now we know he was with this woman and his wife was pregnant. All right. Right? Yeah, Corey Richmond did the same thing. Oh, yeah, your daughter's 23. That guy is 39 years old and married and a pastor. Idiot.
Is that lead outside?
No,
Because I can't see. Is that a closet? Okay.
The center console of the truck.
It is. Should we have him? Okay, look at this. Watch out. Oh no, it's paint.
Yeah.
Do you see any blood along the truck at all? Hey, someone.
Yeah, his wife was absolutely beautiful. Now, we don't know what went wrong. Maybe she found out and was about to get a divorce and he just didn't want to split that up. I mean, Chris Watts' wife had found out about the affair. She knew that she wasn't tripping, and when she found out, she was going to leave him. She says, "Hey, that's fine. I can raise the girls on my own." And yet Chris Watts proceeded anyway to take her life and the children. All right.
Somebody needs to be watching him.
Now, in cases like this, and especially if you follow true crime and you're a regular here on Law and Crime, you know it is no surprise that police do look to the significant other when you have cases like this. And it's no surprise that police in this situation, they wanted someone to keep an eye on the spouse, even if that spouse is claiming that
Look at how much different this guy looks. I assure you, there's not going to be women beating down his door. All right. His glory American Idol days are over. Blue eyes shine. Shout out to you. Welcome to the crime crew. This is my first live I've ever watched. Well, thank you. Thank you for watching it here with me and the crime crew at Guilty of Crime. Karen, how are you doing? Thank you so much for the $1.99 super sticker. You guys are awesome today. Thank you. He does have a big
are in some ways a victim because they were inside this home when they say someone came in and committed this terrible act of violence. But you see the police here saying that they want to keep an eye on Caleb. Now, Caleb was also very clear with some specifics, not just the 2 gunshots that he said that his wife was hit by, but he also specifically said that the door to his garage was open. And you have to wonder, are pieces of information like that, are they too specific?
I'm going to stop to read that, Mab, because that's perfect. Thou shalt not covet what is not yours. If that message got spread throughout the YouTubes, Mab, we would all be rock stars if we all came together, right? Instead of coveting what's not yours. There's a lot of jealous people out there. We would absolutely be able to lift everybody up. All right. Mab shambled in today. And you know what? Mab's like me. It's like, we support all creators. Drop your link, do your thing. We want you. Hey, if I drop your link and next week you have 100,000 subscribers and I only have, 35 still, and hey, kudos to you. right? So that reminds me of that, Mab. I wish everybody was like that. Poppy, well, P&O's here. What's up? He's awesome. I was listening to him last night. You cannot not like his voice.
How did he know that? That was the door that this intruder allegedly came in from.
Some kind
And
of
again,
bullshit.
you have to wonder, why didn't he wake up the girls to make sure they were okay after this person allegedly broke into their house and killed his wife?
He didn't wake them up because he purposely chloroformed or derugged them so that they wouldn't wake up. I mean, and again, maybe he thought about it. Maybe he thought about wiping the whole family out. I don't know.
Now, even though we don't specifically hear Caleb tell officers what he saw on that night that Ashley was shot, on the body cam video, police do seem somewhat suspicious of his story from the jump.
The girl's okay?
Yes, girls are okay.
Yes.
Okay, you're good. Sit down.
Yeah, I mean, we all boost each other up, Colleen. Absolutely. Post your link. If it doesn't let you, then you just tell the girls, one of the mods, and they'll do it. We're all good around here. We spread the love. We want to share the love. If all of us shared more love, we'd all have more instead of trying to keep everything for yourself and isolate and be jealous of others. It's the weirdest thing ever. Yeah, shout out to P&O. Definitely go sub up to P&O. Stop playing with me. He's all over on YouTube streets as well. Every time I catch him talking, I listen to him like, that's P&O. His voice stands out, right? I'm always interested in what he talks about is the realest of the real. So go sub up to him, all right? Saucy Skin CBD says, hey, y'all, I just stepped in for my break. Hope everyone has a happy Friday. You too, Saucy Skin. Shout out to you. And again, feel free to drop your link to you got your amazing goat products here, goat genetic products. All right, if you want to drop your link or what have you, do that. And shout out to Mab. Go sign up for Mab, all that stuff.
Do I call anybody?
Hold on, honey. Okay.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Do you want to let him?
Yes.
Now, police had dogs that tried to track down this alleged violent intruder that Caleb was talking about. They also put drones up in the air. And the day after Ashley was found dead, police said they were working a theory that this was a burglary that had turned violent, but the dogs didn't.
Hey, his wife is pretty as heck. She was just as pretty on American Idol season 12. He actually said that about his wife. I just love her so much. She's so pretty. So the only thing I can think maybe is the fact that the pregnancy, she knew he was cheating. Something got heated and he said, you know what? I'm just going to wipe my slate and move on. All right. I'm a member of MAB, just don't manage to catch a live. Yeah. When you're on the other side of the world, it's hard to catch the times for sure. And you could drop your link in here, Kathy, or the mods. I just don't have links to drop. They do.
Find anything. The drones weren't able to pick up any sort of evidence of an intruder that was on the run after allegedly killing Ashley. Now, as this investigation went on, though, and police said that they followed that theory that there was a violent burglary, you had people in this community who really stood by Caleb's side. This is crime scene video per WHIO TV. Now, when we talk about Caleb, he's not only someone who was once on American Idol, he made it out of the kind of blind audition round that you do in front of people like Simon Cowell. So he gets the golden ticket and then Now,
I don't know if they had 3 kids or not. Again, in the first episode, we deep dive all that stuff. They're blurring out 3. I know that they have 2 girls and she's pregnant again, but I mean, this is absolutely, again, fake book. When you go to Facebook, just realize it's fake book, all right? If pretty is all you can say about your wife, then that's pretty shallow. A lot of people criticized him for that too, because now he went and traded her in for a younger 23-year-old model.
Next round is when he was eliminated. This was before any of the live shows that you saw. Certainly still an accomplishment. Talks about, how good of a musician Caleb Flynn was. And he was really a fixture in their local church. Both of the Flynns were a fixture in the faith community in the Dayton area and Tipp City, Ohio, because Caleb was also a member of the church band.
Now listen, he was a pastor as well. Had he not gone so overboard and dramatic in the way that he did, he might have been another JP Miller. He might have been at church saying, my poor wife, this and that, coming in with this 23-year-old months later. People would have believed him, probably. She found out and threatened to tell the church. Oh, wow. That probably
worship leader for a period of time. It is now believed that he was working for a flooring business in the area. His wife, Ashley, she was a very key part of the community. She was a middle school volleyball coach, and she was also a substitute teacher. And one thing that has stood out, and I've talked about this before in previous episodes, is just how the community could not even fathom the idea in the hours after Ashley was found dead that Caleb Flynn would be the person responsible. And when you look at the body cam video, there was a woman who has not been officially identified who comes to the house to comfort Caleb. Watch this.
And now we know it's the mom. I didn't know that. Again, I covered one episode and there's a bunch of other out there. So we're getting all of them in on this one.
Come on, honey.
Ridiculous. No. You will understand soon when he gets arraigned and then indicted.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
I feel so bad for the mom, though. Man, I bet in hindsight, she wants to rip his eyes out.
Accused of this.
Look, he's about to cry
There's
again.
still a lot
Look,
that we don't know in this
he's
case.
crying.
But prosecutors are alleging that sobbing, the convulsing, the story of a violent intruder entering the Flynn's home in the early hours of the morning and killing Ashley Flynn, according to prosecutors and police. The FBI was also in this investigation. They believe all of that was an act. And it appears that a grand jury agreed with the evidence that has been laid out by prosecutors and authorities, because a grand jury just indicted Caleb Flynn on some very serious charges. This is the new 4-page, 11-count grand jury.
Oh God, there's so many documents, guys. I got the whole case file and I was excited about getting the whole case file, but then I was like, wait a minute. I'm just going to be sitting here reading documents to y'all. Nah, no, thank you. Like, I like the actual case report. They did a supplemental case report in the aftermath of things that happened. And yeah, it's just, it would take up like another 20 minutes to read it. Maybe one day we'll do reading with Jay on Friday or middle of the week. Put y'all to sleep.
Indictment. Flynn appeared in court for an arraignment on Thursday. Caleb's now accused of aggravated murder and 3 counts of murder in the death of Ashley. Now, that is a total of 4 different murder counts in a case where allegedly there is just one victim. And we're going to talk in just a moment about how he could be facing multiple murder counts in the death of one person. Flynn is also facing 2 counts of felonious assault.
And this is what I want to understand. Again, this just came out. This came out and the indictment came out. I'm like, okay, let's do this. This is a good update. And you guys feel free. You guys have my email. You guys got my page. You go to my community page and let me know what updates y'all want. I'm happy to do them.
3 counts of tampering with evidence and 2 counts of intimidation of an attorney, victim, or witness in a criminal case. Now, it hasn't been released who authorities say Flynn allegedly intimidated. There are firearm specifications attached to the murder charges. In the news release from authorities in Tipp City, they write, quote, if convicted, Flynn will serve life in prison without the possibility of parole.
There you
It's important
go.
to note that the death
Never get
penalty
out.
is legal in Ohio, but no one has been executed in the Buckeye state since
She absolutely does. And that's why the statement got put out by the family to say that, oh, that wasn't his mistress. But I don't believe any of that. Evidence says otherwise. And I'm telling you right now, Maggie and Crime Crew, if we were to get to trial tomorrow, you would see that girl on the stand, right? Because there's probably so many text messages and communications with the two. He's cooked. I'm going to pray for Ashley's daughters. Yes, and for Ashley. You guys say a prayer that we get justice for Ashley Flynn and her children and her mother. For God's sake, her mother was consoling the murderer. All right, let's continue.
It's 2018. At his new arraignment Thursday, Flynn's attorney entered a not guilty plea on the 11 charges Flynn is now facing. Originally, Flynn's bond was set at $2 million. The judge decided that the bond would now be set at $3.5 million. Ashley Flynn would have turned 38 years old.
You probably should buy one in case I'm going to Vegas to just and meet you guys and have a good time. And if I forget, I don't want to forget. So that being said, do what you want. I'll do my best to bring some. I just ordered 15 copies and they're all gone. I gave some of them to Foxy and then I gave the rest out to you guys. So that's nice. Thank you guys for wanting my book. That's awesome. You guys rock. All right, let's continue.
A little more than a week after her death, her family held a private memorial service to honor her life. And this is the statement that the family released in the wake of Caleb's arrest. And it goes like this, quote, "Our hearts are shattered. Ashley brought endless light to our world, and we are trying to navigate this immense loss. Our family believes this arrest was made carefully and not without serious consideration. After speaking with both local police and federal authorities, we trust the proper steps were taken and the process is being handled appropriately. We kindly..."
Now, guys, have you guys watched the Shanda Vander Ark? Is anyone into the Vander Ark case? Hey, Emily, good to see you. Every time Emily sends me an email, it's a case that I've already been watching or one that I put aside to watch. We're on the same wavelength, girl. Happy Friday. Deborah says, y'all are killing me. She can come. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's continue.
We ask for privacy as we work through this complex situation. We are clinging to our faith, just as Ashley did each and every day. Join us now to talk more about this case and what could happen next.
Yes,
Safa
please.
Robinson Ferrer, criminal
That's what we want to know. That's what we want to know. Let's do it.
defense attorney and former prosecutor. It's always great to have you here on Law and Crime. What does this indictment mean now for Caleb Flynn?
The indictment means that he's been formally charged by way of a grand jury, and essentially there was enough probable cause or reasonable cause to believe that a felony occurred in this particular case, multiple counts of murder, firearm activity, witness intimidation, and things like that. And so ultimately what happens is the prosecution will put together proof or evidence before a grand jury to get an indictment if there is enough evidence. Now, there's been a term that many people have probably heard, that a grand jury will indict a ham sandwich, which can be very true. However, I think with the evidence that
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes they do indict a ham sandwich and then it doesn't make it any further. Charges will get dropped. But guys, this is not going to happen in this case. You going to sleep more? She said, I need to sleep. Good night, everybody that's got to go. It's Friday. Your screen's frozen? No, I'm just talking.
we've seen to this point, which includes body camera footage, that tells me that there's certainly some teeth to the allegations that the government is bringing forth.
Yeah.
And at least from what he had said, his own words is that his wife was shot twice, and then he was facing 2 charges of aggravated assault. And I think that's changed a little bit with this, but he's facing...
It has, and that's what we want to talk about. But yes, Shanda Vander Ark is trying to get a new trial because she said that her last trial, she was sick and the attorney was incompetent, whatever. Yeah, her braids are so tight. She doesn't deserve anything but a big slop, like what the pigs eat out of. Just throw a trough down and give her the worst of the worst food. I assure you. Have you guys seen the if you're into the Vander Ark case, he's trying to get another trial. I was watching the video footage of Timothy Vander Ark, and the cameras, the videos finally came out of them starving him to death in the closet. And oh my God, I have not seen anything like that ever in my entire life. So we plan, Tiff and I are gonna put together the Vander Ark case for you guys next week. Trigger warning. And yes, I heard about that too. Heard about Joe Duggar and him. All right, let's go.
4 different types of murder counts. Well, there's 3 that are very similar, where it's the 3 counts of
Yep.
murder, and then there's 1 count of aggravated murder, but there's only 1 victim who lost her life in this case. I know states can be different, with different statutes, but typically, how could they be charged with 4 counts of murder when there's only 1 victim?
Yeah, so ultimately, and what I think is
Okay, now we get the answer, hopefully. Final answer, please. Which one? Oh, no, I'm gonna put it on here for sure. Yeah, we're gonna do it over here. We might put it on Ghost just to get it rolling, but I'm definitely gonna do it on here. All right, let's continue.
the case here is that there are a number of theories that the prosecution is going with, and the evidence was sufficient to fit enough of those theories, which led us to 4 counts of murder. So we have the aggravated murder, which indicates to me that there was some sort of aggravating factor. Whatever Ohio's definition of that would be sufficient. So it could be aggravated because it's a family offense, this is his wife, or it could be aggravated because of the nature of what occurred. You know, is it extremely or incredibly heinous? You know, are there aggravating things that took place where this is not just a typical murder, but it heightened?
Well, again, she's pregnant and they had 2 children. That happens a lot of times in the case like that. They'll give, and that gets them a worse charge. Aggregating factors.
That because of the gruesome nature of the act or anything like that. And then we have those additional 3 counts of murder, which ultimately include 2 counts of what we would call a New York felony murder, where during the commission of a crime or during the commission of an act of violence, this murder ultimately took place as a result of that activity. And also knowingly and purposefully planning this murder against his wife, or that's what the allegation speaks. So that is the reason why we see those multiple counts of murder, and would certainly seem that whatever evidence was presented certainly was enough at least to get the prosecution over the hurdle initially to those charges.
I know we still would have a long way to go, but I mean, theoretically, he could be found guilty on these 4 counts of murder as well and face sentences for each and every charge.
And he probably will when they hear that she's pregnant, and whoever's prosecuting, depending on the prosecution, right, and the jury, but they're absolutely going to. He's going to probably be charged with all of it. Now, he's a big coward. We saw him over there crying and trying to act. He'll probably take a plea deal. He doesn't want to sit. You know what he is. He's a little bitch. He's not going to sit in court while the families are staring at him. The mom of his wife that consoled him, I don't think he's man enough to even stand trial. Jake Kendra Duggar turned herself in will be a good case to cover. Yeah, I always have sensitivity issues with the graping stuff, but yeah, definitely. Pregnancy or the fact that there were 2 kids in the other house, right? Exactly.
Even though there's just the one victim who's Ashley Flynn in this case.
Absolutely. And so he can be found guilty on all charges. And what I think is going to be interesting here and I think what the defense will likely do is make a request for something that we call as a bill of particulars, asking the prosecution to particularize how they intend on proving each and every element of the offense. And so if the government's theory or the prosecution's theory is that he pre-planned this murder, which is where we also get the aggravated murder from, and he did a number of acts that ultimately led to her murder. Which acts?
See, we don't know that. We don't know what evidence they have in that. We don't know if he premeditatedly set something up or gave her something, but we know he did that with the children. He drugged them to prep them to sleep, whatever else. We don't have all the details yet. Okay, let's continue.
Specifically caused the death. And so that's going to be something that the defense is going to be arguing, is that what the government is alleging in the indictment is not exactly the manner of death. And the way that they find that out, or at least get to that point to argue that, is by way of something that we call as the bill of particulars.
So Safa, there are some specifications on each of those murder charges for the use of a firearm. Why do those matter? You know, if he's accused of murder, that's as serious a charge as there is. Like, why does that specification have an impact on any of this?
Well, so it ultimately.
All right, let me remind y'all, hit that like button if you're leaving. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you see the hype later on, do that. We've been in 2 hours and I cannot believe that we have 100 people left. Where is everybody today? We still met the goal and it's crazy, but like, is everybody covering the JLR gets arrested case? Because I just saw JLR gets arrested in Florida, but all the other JLR stuff that's coming out, guys, I was going to report on and I decided not to because he's a creator. All right, but it's coming. That's what everyone must be watching, because I can see that and Nancy Guthrie, everybody. But you guys are as important, the 102, and it gives you a better chance to win that Nike bag. Hit that like button. What's up, Carly? How you doing? How's the weather over there in Canada?
The states, and in this particular case, Ohio, has specific carve-outs for when an individual is murdered with a firearm. When we see scenarios like that, when there are allegations of use of firearms and the commission of a murder, then the government is able to bring about charges.
Yeah, I don't want to spread rumors, but exactly what you just put, cheapskate. I just saw a video that says JLR was arrested in Florida with a question mark. I don't know if the arrest is real, but I do know the documentation of Magnolia versus JLR and the restraining order. That's real because I saw the paperwork. That's all I'm going to say about that. After this, y'all can go watch whenever, whoever, because the people that usually cover those cases are more of the kind of trauma channels. All right. Anyway, let's continue.
Charges that are consistent with that. There may be other charges where you just have a traditional murder where, you know, maybe there was a choking incident that ultimately led to a murder or some sort of other act, maybe a fight and things like that. And again, when we're talking about firearms, those can certainly escalate and be an aggravating factor into a murder. And so Ohio seems to have delineated the use of a firearm in the commission of a murder as opposed to your traditional murder scenario.
When you see aggravated murder, you see these specifications. Ohio is a state that does have the death penalty. I'm not sure how often it's actually used, but where are we in the point of the proceedings now that he's been indicted, where a prosecutor may have to make a decision if they want to pursue that? Does this case, even though, fit something that seems like it could be a death penalty case?
And
I doubt they will. This is in Ohio. Do you guys see death penalty cases much in Ohio? And anyway, this guy's going to be somebody's bitch the entire rest of his life. To me, it doesn't matter at this point, but I don't think they're going to go for the death penalty, but possibly. Sherry Hayward, way I caught alive. Much love from GB. Is that Great Britain? Welcome. Hello. All right, let's continue.
Any case where there's murder and there's a death penalty and it's a death penalty state certainly could qualify. How often the government or the prosecution is willing to use that just depends. I think we see that a lot more in scenarios where, you know, we have serial killers and things like that. Would that fit this scenario where there's just intimate partner violence is to be determined. And if it is a capital murder state, one of the things the prosecution can do to try to force a plea is to use that death penalty factor as leverage. And
that is probably what they're going to do, guys. I got to tell you, with the documentation that I've seen in this case and the charges the way they are and the bail at $3.5 million cash bond, I have a feeling this guy's going to take a plea deal. Besides that, he's a little bitch like Chris Watts, right? Chris Watts just said, screw it. I'm going to do my time and plead guilty. He didn't want to go through that court process with family members glaring through the back of your head and having to, do you want to make a statement, sir? No, they're all little freaking passive aggressive bitches. That's why they do stuff like this.
Essentially say, hey, If your client pleads guilty to 1 count of murder, then we will move sentencing and ask for life in prison and take the death penalty off the table. But if he does want to go forward and litigate this case, then the death penalty is on the table, and that will come in later, usually after there's a guilty verdict. Then we get to the penalty phase, and ultimately that sentence will be determined either by a judge or by a jury.
There are these other 2 charges that really stood out to me as well, which is 2 counts of intimidation of an attorney, victim, or witness in a criminal case.
Yeah, somebody earlier said it was possibly the children. Maybe it was the children that he was directing to say something, but I don't know. Let's listen. That's what we're here to do. Class is not dismissed yet, folks. Thank you guys for being here, by the way. I appreciate you.
And we don't know at the time we're recording this who these witnesses are or who he is being accused of intimidating. We do know that the couple's 2 young daughters were in the home, allegedly sleeping when all of this took place, which is, one of the more difficult parts of this story. But when I watch the body camera video, like, he does not come across to me, Caleb Flynn, as like, when I think of an intimidating, certainly if you're accused of murder, that's certainly terrifying. But like, when you think of traditionally an intimidating person, like, this big person, big, mean person who's like, that he just doesn't seem intimidating to me. I guess if I had met him.
He's not intimidating. He's crying the whole time, and I'm sure he barely was able to pull that trigger. All right, now listen. Thank you, Blue Eyes Shine. I actually covered Laken Snelling this week. We did a big episode on Laken Snelling, and I dropped my Guilty of Crime playlist. If you guys are new here and you want to catch up on some of these cases, or maybe you didn't know about the cases, go to my playlist page, guys. I literally have tons of videos, almost 2,000 videos, and lots of playlists. And I did just update the Laken Snelling case this last week. So it's all up to date, guys. The Sandy Hook plot, Isabella Comas. I did a lot of cases this week, right? We did the suitcase one, Amor Wilson and Mila, the 2 kids that were found in the suitcase. I mean, man, we did Genesis Reed last week. We got a huge Nancy Guthrie playlist, Haley Busby, guys, Andrea Yates. There's so many on the playlist. All right, go check it out. We got Anna Kepner. All the latest stuff should be covered on the playlist page. So anyway, if y'all need something to watch or you're looking for coverage, go back to my playlist. I keep these things up to date. All right, guys. She told me that her sister is on the jury and they don't think the way you do. What she was saying was Savannah and the boyfriend and the baby deserved what they got. What? Who? What? Okay, let's continue. You're talking about from yesterday?
On the street is like, I'm trying to like dance around it. He just doesn't come across to me as this big, tough,
right?
Intimidating guy. But here he is facing a legal term of intimidation. What does that typically mean in terms of how you can meet the threshold of intimidating someone in a case like this?
Absolutely. So what ultimately can happen is, although he may have this demeanor that may or may not have this demeanor that's larger than life, or his physical presence can be intimidating to a person, there has to be an accompanying act. So particularly in a scenario like this, what you might see is an individual say, hey, if you testify against me, I'll kill you. Or, hey, if you agree not to testify against me, then I'll give you $5,000. So ultimately, what tends to happen is that the defendant or an individual will try to sway a person or intimidate a person by way of words.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense how the juror could be her sister on the jury. I don't know how that's not going to be a mistrial if they find out why they even did that. I don't know about that. Blue Eyes Shine just found you tonight. We'll definitely check it out. Well, welcome to the Crime Crew. Thank you for being here. We're giving something away tonight. We're going to give away one of those Nike bags. Now, my girl Tiff is out doing some stuff with her family, so I don't know which bags she still has available, but I know we have a limited quantity. I'm going to go ahead and pick one, and whoever wins tonight will get that bag. All right? Yeah, that'd be a total freaking mistrial. Whoop, whoop. Also, boop. Panda Ann. What's up, girl?
Or an act to get them to not cooperate with the prosecution or give out certain evidence or have certain conversations with law enforcement that ultimately would be detrimental to the case for the defendant.
So it would have to be more than just telling someone not to testify. Like, would there have to be like the threat that comes with, like there's an or else to it?
And that, to your point too, that is actually sufficient. When you tell, if somebody, especially if they're under subpoena, like to go before the grand jury to give testimony, and you tell somebody, do not go and testify against me, then the government, in theory, could bring a charge that you're trying to intimidate the witness. If that person goes to the government and says, hey, John Smith told me that, you know, if I don't come in and testify, or he told me not to come in and testify before you, but I'm here anyway, then the government's wheels are going to start spinning and think, let's charge this as a witness intimidation. Now, whether the proof is sufficient is another question, because to get an indictment, that's one thing, but to get a conviction based off of those charges with the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt is something completely different. So just because somebody is accused of something.
Right. And guys, when we covered this initially, when we covered episode 1, right, we talked about all the things that happened in the case, but he actually wasn't even indicted on all of the charges. That was just an initial, like, this guy's ridiculous. BPD, what's up? Absolutely. This guy's ridiculous. And listen, I'm reading right now about the gunshot shells. Okay. Like in this report, the officer didn't even know that the victim, Ashley Flynn, was shot in the head 2 times. He didn't know that at all. You couldn't tell by looking, but he saw 2 spent shell casings. And you know what else I bet you they have in evidence? Whoever's gun that was. I'm sure it was Caleb's. He didn't go anywhere or do anything. They've got video. So I believe he staged it. He drugged his girls, staged the scene, shot his wife, and then what did he do with the gun? They must have found that in the house when they came back a day or 2 later. Wow. All right, let's continue. Yes, that's lip liner on this beautiful lady.
By way of grand jury or through an indictment doesn't mean that that gets the government over the hurdle of proving each and every element of the offense beyond a reasonable doubt.
And I want to bring up the body cam video now because, you know, we've seen a lot of cases where people are accused of horrific crimes. And I feel like body language is always very tricky to try and diagnose, even if you're a body language expert, because you can look, it's just very subjective to how, you know, you could look at him and say that he's somebody who, I'm sure there's people who feel one way about it. They believe that he did it. And then there's other people that could look at this. I mean, he's incredibly emotional. You know, he's alleging that someone came into the house and did this. That's terrifying. From the former prosecutor point of view for you, like when you watch.
Now, wouldn't there be a mistrial if they found out that one of the jury members is related to the defendant? That's what I think I was discussing. Now, reasonable doubt is the bar that prosecutors need to meet in order to convict a defendant. Anything less, there will be an acquittal or mistrial guaranteed. And in this case, I don't think they're going to even get to a trial because there are so many factors in this case, so much evidence in this case that it's hard to get past. So we'll see what happens there. Jinx, those Nike bags are slick. They are, right? All right. No. Ladies, stop that if you do it. Oh, the lip liner. You don't like the lip liner, Wyatt? Oh, absolutely. They would have to start this whole thing over again. Yeah, you can't. That's not even real. But I think there's so much evidence. He's screwed. That's my professional opinion. You're screwed, dude.
Caleb Flynn in this body camera video. Like, what are some of the things that stick out to you?
A couple of things that stuck out to me is certainly his behavior. I mean, you know, he calls 911 and ultimately
if law enforcement wasn't feeling that, right? Tell me law enforcement wasn't looking at each other and winking like, okay, we're about to come back for an arrest.
I'll back up and say is that when you have cases where, you know, a husband or a wife has been murdered, traditionally speaking, the spouse is the first person that's going to be investigated, no matter the circumstance. You know, we know he called 911. I think it's a little odd that at 2 something or 2:30 in the morning, someone is breaking into your house and killing your wife, as opposed to, you know, committing acts of violence against the entire family. And realistically speaking, we don't.
That's a fantastic question, Catherine. And in the very first episode that I did, we talked about more of the timeline, but they do not have the timeline of her death versus when he made the call. And they don't have an evidence sheet. They have a lot of other motions that they filed and documents and charging documents. But I mean, we just don't know that. I'm assuming that since she was shot twice in the head, 2 spent bullet casings, the gun had to go somewhere. And if he never left the house, they would have saw him on someone's camera leaving the house and they came back the next day or two, then that gun is still there and in the possession. Not only that, but you just can match the bullets. You don't just have 2 bullets, right? You're not going to just have 2 in a gun, and you're not going to have 2 in the house. You're going to find a pack of bullets that will match those shell casings. So yes, when we get more detail, we'll definitely Phil will, you know, update you. I guess our hashtags for tonight are justice for Ashley and you're screwed, dude. Yeah. That's my official ruling.
Don't see random acts like that as often as you would think. We see those scenarios where, you know, there may be drug dealers and things like that, or there may be a home invasion type scenario where someone comes in, kills one of the individuals in the home or kills everybody in the home. And that's that. So I think that's odd. That stands out to me. Not only that, but he ultimately tells law enforcement that he has a number of firearms or shotguns and things like that. And we know that he kept a firearm in his truck, which keeping it in the truck versus keeping it at home inside the home.
Yeah, hear that now? So you hear what's going on there? All right. I'm sure they have it. He probably ran back out to the truck and put it out there and told on himself, it's out there. And the bullet casing. I mean, this guy is not the smartest. All right. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed. He told the police that he had a gun. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's gone. Bye-bye. That's going straight to trial. Oh, wait, they're not going to go to trial probably.
Is a little odd, and that stands out as well. And not only that, and I don't know if we know this information as of yet, but what type of caliber of weapon was used to commit this crime? And was that the same weapon that could be used? And I think when the police officers had gone into the vehicle, they noticed that the center console or wherever the firearm was located was actually left open. So all of those things, as a former prosecutor, make me think that this person could have had something to do with this. Specifically because there are firearms in the home, and we know that. There could be a motive, you know, and we don't know what that is as of yet. And when you tell police officers that there's a firearm that you keep stored in your vehicle, and then at 2:30 in the morning they go to that vehicle and it's actually open, those are things that would make anybody go,
Yeah, and I think too, like,
hey, maybe the home invaders first they broke in to his truck, took that gun, put the bullets in, and from him, maybe right, came in the house, grabbed them, put it together, and then they put it back when they're done after the home invasion that nobody stole anything from. Yeah, they totally are side-eye. That's why they ultimately charged him pretty quickly. He ain't all that. He is nothing of that. Let's continue.
When, you know, I remember one part of the 911, there's a couple parts that like stood out to me was he didn't go to check on the kids. You know, the girls are still
that
sleeping.
too. Yes.
You know, and you're just thinking like, you know, you go through this bit where, you know, and also Ashley Flynn was in the bedroom. Where was he? And then, you know, if a burglar came in and did it, and he had very specific details about that. And then, you know, you would think, and I've never been in that situation, that the kids would be the first thing you would go to, but they're still sleeping, all of it. So I can see why people on the outside might look at that and be like, that's a little suspicious. On the other hand, like, he's incredibly emotional, and we've
a little suspicious and way over emotional, right? Now, listen, guys, this guy didn't get rid of anything, I'm sure. I'm sure they said, we just want to clear you. So let's check your text messages and whatever else, right? Now, I don't know if they got a warrant or he handed it over, but this guy is dumb as a box of rocks, right? You can hashtag dumb as a box of rocks, hashtag not the brightest, not the brightest tin in the box, not the sharpest tool in the shed either. All right, guilty of crime. Off topic. Do you have a rundown of the Christopher Preciado case? Yeah, I did that yesterday. Were you not here yesterday? Yes, I absolutely do. I did an entire episode yesterday and got you guys all the way up until day 3 of trial. Are you talking about today? Because today's day 4. I do not have a day 4 yet. And if I did, it would just be a small little bit because they're not live streaming it. But let me know. I'm not sure if you mean from yesterday. Yeah, I did a 3-hour episode on this yesterday. Yes, I do.
Seen plenty of cases where you think like that someone should be a little bit more emotional in a situation like this. And then there's just people, whether it's when he's arrested, there's someone there who just seems so shocked and confused that he would be the person, saying what evidence is there. And then there's a woman who comes and comforts him outside of the house. As a criminal defense attorney, like, how could you use this body camera video if this is going to be shown in court? Like, how do you look at it through that lens and try to, if we get to the point where there's a jury, that you can maybe stop some of the damage that the prosecution could do when they play it?
Yes. So first things first is he called 911. If he wanted to hide the fact that he committed this murder, then why would he be the one to call 911? Then we get to the body camera footage and ultimately see that he has a highly emotional reaction in response to what occurred with his wife. And we've seen in scenarios, and of course everything can be subjective, where individuals who are not as emotional because there's some sort of intent.
Well, he overly did it. I haven't seen anybody that would say otherwise. Even law enforcement were side-eyeing each other. They're like, well, did you guys gather the thing to see if you got fingerprints, wink, wink, off of that fridge that was pushed from the inside out? What? My pastor calls. Listening to this video, and it's so funny. It's absolutely ridiculous. I wonder what his young girlfriend thought when she heard that. Well, I guarantee you that's why she put out a statement. She doesn't want to be the next Nicole Kessinger, right? Or Scott Peterson. What was the one that cracked the Scott Peterson case and basically got him the guilty verdict? Damn.
There in terms of wanting to commit that act towards their spouse or to their partner. But that's not the case here. He's highly emotional. He's breaking down. He's crying. He's on the ground. He's cooperative with law enforcement. He's telling them everything that he needs to tell them so that they can further their investigation, including having firearms in his home. And it's not illegal for him, at least at this point that we know of, to possess those firearms. And if he wanted to conceal the fact that it was him and, we're disputing that, then certainly he would not have allowed them in his home. He wouldn't have called 911. He could have packed his daughters up and left and been on the run. So those are the things that the defense ultimately would use as leverage to say, listen, the government can say XYZ that he killed his wife, but you know what? Is a man that killed his wife actually going to be trying to call 911? Trying to, save her or be emotional with regard to, how this act occurred? There's no motive. There's no indication that there's a motive.
Yeah, I mean, I think they really did get his weapon immediately. I'm looking at the charging documents while I'm listening to her. And I'm like, dang. I mean, the aggravated count 1, capital M, they go into detail about the prior calculation and design of causing the death of his wife. And then underneath that, they got firearm specification. Caleb Flynn had a firearm on or about his person under his control while committing the offense. I don't think they'd be able to charge that without it, possibly if they didn't have it. And then they go to count 2, capital M, and they say the death of his wife again, the firearm on his person, and then they go to count 3, and count 3 again. They're redacting the names, but they're just going. It must be because of her pregnancy, guys. And under each one says firearm specification about him having a firearm on him. Now, again, I still don't understand why there's 4 counts of M. I mean, I'm looking at it, and it just really doesn't explain. And maybe that is because of the firearm that they got underneath every charge. Felonious assault, knowingly cause serious physical harm to, and that might be it. The felonious assault, guys, may be against the children, because they're talking about, you knowingly cause harm or damage to, and it looks a lot different than the wife's name. So I don't know what the different felonious assault. I think it's going to come out as we go, but everything on here talks about his firearm that he had on him, and then tampering with evidence. He did knowingly that an official investigation was this likely instituted, altered, destroyed. Yeah, so we don't know if that was from the children. But then again, underneath the tampering with evidence is another firearm specification, having a firearm on his person. I don't know. This case he's probably going to take a plea, guys. This is crazy. I've never seen so many documents that fast. This just happened in February. It's February 16th.
So all of those things would be used with the body cam. And then you hear one of the officers in the body cam start to say, keep an eye on him, keep an eye on him. And that's where we say, you know what? That officer seemed to have some sort of bias, even though he was cooperative with that officer, where she felt that he needed to be watched, because that officer already had it in her mind that he was a criminal and that he was responsible for this act, and he was not.
Yeah, and I think it'll be interesting to see how that, because you assume that that's going to be, a major piece of evidence is this. This is how he responded, his demeanor, how the jury sees it. We'll wait and see. I think one question too is, where's the alleged murder weapon? Where did that go?
Yes, where did it go?
That's going to be the biggest thing here, is what type of weapon was used to commit that murder, and was it the same weapon as the weapon that was located in the vehicle? If it was not, then we have other questions, because where was it located? What was her time of death in conjunction with the time that he called 911 and the time that the police were there?
So the person that rolled in here earlier, we're waiting on all of that. Next time when I do the 3rd episode of this, what I'll do is a recap at the beginning, and then we'll go into all of those details. But they're just not out yet. We don't know what evidence they have. There's no documents that say here the evidence from the house. There's a lot of documentation, a lot of paperwork, but it's mostly redactions. It's mostly motions and supplemental type of reports. All right. So we're learning all we can. Jab shop there all the time. But you guys are having full-on conversations behind the scenes. I feel left out. I feel so left out. Just kidding. We're almost done with this video.
Responded. Would that have been enough time for him to maybe discard the weapon? Also, a lot of times people nowadays, they have Ring camera footage or footage on their homes. So if he had footage on his home or any of the other neighbors, if we know that he left and came back, that ultimately may come into play, and we may see those things come in the future. So that could answer a lot of questions.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens next. Incredibly sad case. You think of these 2 young girls now without their mom, and their dad is facing some very serious charges. Safa Robinson Ferrer, always great to have you on Law and Crime. Thanks for breaking down this case with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
That will do it for On the Case, presented by Law and Crime. Subscribe to us on YouTube.
All right, we have a lot we can still cover, but we're going to give away a Nike bag in a minute. This is Caleb Flynn, worship pastor, former American Idol contestant. This was his initial booking, right? Just days later, after the 16th, they went in and arrested him. And then yesterday, they upped the charges. They went from those charges to the 11 counts of madness. Again, we didn't even know that his wife was pregnant in episode 1. Did baby guilty call yet? No, because they're still in the car. They're still in the car, but she will. Don't worry. We gave her our Cash App card, so then we could just put Cash App money on it when she needs it. That girl's expensive. I'm telling you, the food. Gotta love kids, right? All right. Clementine says, Jay, it's because you and your mods have created such a safe place. We all feel comfortable in chat. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We don't let people come in and insult us, do we? Justice for Ashley Flynn. Again, I don't understand why people do what they do. Look at Ashley Flynn and then look at his 23-year-old girlfriend from church. It's like he traded her in for a younger model. This guy is just trash, the lowest of the low. All right. Lowest of the low. I'm glad you're back. Yeah, kids are expensive. They get all the electronics. Right? So he went from this, that was his initial booking, and this was him in court with the grand jury. That was yesterday. Those are the new charges. They upped his bail to $3.5 million cash bond only. You think she cost? Wait till. Oh no, I know. My son's 26. We'll have grandchildren before you know it. No, you thought it was the same woman? Yes, that's how close they look, right? Look, there's Ashlyn Flynn, the pregnant mother that also already had 2 children. And then there's the girl that he traded in that was 23. All right. We need to get him through the system and just lock him up. Throw away the key. Say a prayer. You saw an Irish channel that sent people to get that. Skibbity-doo. All right, guys, let me I want to show you real quick the Ghost channel, just in case some people still don't know. You can go sign up for free to Ghost. It's ghost.org, guilty of crime. I'm showing you the panel right now, but it's guiltyofcrime.ghost. You can go sign up for that if the mods can drop that in chat. We actually just posted this yesterday on Ghost, and we talked about the Caleb Flynn indictment, bond increase, charges, etc. All right, so that's what we do over here. This is my back end of it. It doesn't look like that because I'm on my analytics site, but almost daily we have updates and posts, just like Jimmy Grace. You've been seeing Jimmy Grace. He was missing, and now they found his body confirmed to be him in Barcelona, Spain. All right. Again, all this is just free to go sign up for. If you want to support the channel, you can up your membership, which gives you court documents, different case files, different things that won't go out to the public. All right. So Panda Ann says, I think something is in the water the last few years. Husbands and wives been taking each other. The kids. Girl, don't even get me started. All right, let me also, okay, so Ghost, I got you too. And then Mab, if you're still here, let me show you Mab's belt that he's so very proud of. And I'm proud for him. He got the King Mabster Award. Hold on. Image. My dogs. All right, I wish it was sideways, but I don't know how to change it right now. So there it is. The King of Turtle Island. Do you remember when we were doing the Turtle Island thing? Well, Mab won season 6. So there is his belt. Mabster, the King of Turtle Island. All right. I got my ass kicked hard on that season. All of the Chroma channels were hating on me, boy. Hating on me. They're pissing you guys off. No, I don't agree. I think it's because broadcasting. I think so. Not only that, Clementine, but you have to admit, my dog's crying. You've got to admit, Clementine, there's instant communication and instant access to everybody in the world now. Children are taking their lives more. Children are taking other people's lives more. Husbands, wives. There's a lot of real life pressure with all this instantaneous, not only communication, but information that's out there. So, I mean, there's that too, but trust me, the crime rate of everything is absolutely up there. Right? Let's continue. Man, that's fancy. Wes is so mad right now. I don't know why he wants in here so bad or why they closed the door, but okay, so that was Mabster. There's this guy, Caleb Flynn. We will update. And now let's give away one of those guilty of crime bags, the Nike bags. Again, I don't know which one Tiff has available. Okay, she says, okay, hey, sorry I wasn't there. Okay, it's okay. I'm giving away, if you come back, I'm giving away one of the Nike bags. Again, I don't know which one. I don't know which one she has printed or available, but I'll figure it out and we'll get that to whoever wins. You got to hit that like button, drop a comment, guys, and you also have to be in the green. So as cheapskate, anyone do Tai Chi, I need a way to strengthen my back muscles. You are not in green. There's a couple people not in green, but if you're in green, you can win. If you're not in green, then you can't. Let me grab the dog. He is getting mad. Okay. All right. All the dogs are here. 111. Say a prayer for Ashley Flynn and her girls that this doesn't drag out and they get the justice that she deserves. All right, let's continue. Good luck, y'all. Where'd that go? Happy Friday, by the way, everybody. All right. All right, there it is, guys. And we have 111 at the same time. Oh, okay. Didn't Mama Sage, am I tripping or did she win that? Was that you last time or no? See, I always forget. If so, Mama Sage just came up as a winner. If you haven't won recently anything, then there you go. We're going to get that to you. Mama Sage is in the green. She's a giant supporter of Guilty of Crime. And congratulations to you, Tiff. She just won one of the Nike bags. So what I'm going to do here, Mama Sage, is have you reach out to Tiff. Let me give you Tiff, and I'll just pay her for it. She does our merch. So then she'll do all that. She'll ship it and everything. I mean, it's guiltyofcrime.merch@gmail.com. She's not here, so I'll give it to you. All right, check this out, Mama Sage. All right, so there it is. And let me go on to guiltyofcrime.com. Many of you guys might not have seen this lately. And I think there's gonna be another pop-up. So hold on a second. There's so many different clicks. That's so funny. No wonder there's a bit of confusion for some people. I get it. Let me share this. And there it is. So if you go on to guiltyofcrime.com, guys, everything's on guiltyofcrime.com. Mama Sage, congratulations. Reach out to guiltyofcrime.merch@gmail.com and I'll pay for your Nike bag. She'll ship it. I'll buy it. It's all a team effort, right? And then you're very welcome, Mama Sage. Very, very welcome. I appreciate you. And then if you guys want anything on Guilty of Crime, I assure you we will print anything that you guys want. So if you're like, yeah, I'm not feeling that, we'll whatever, Tiff will do any print that you want to do. I mean, look at that. A zip up hoodie for $45. I paid $75 on another channel. Not worth it. But anyway, you can see the stuff we have. We got a lot of stuff on this. Bracelets. I think my mom bought some bracelets the other day, which she didn't need to, Mom. I would have given them to you. But we have Guilty of Crime coloring books, guys. All kinds of stuff. All right. And we also give it away. So if you want to support Tiff is the one that does the merch. If you want to support her, go buy something. Get yourself a something. Get yourself a hoodie. Get yourself a whatever. Go support her because, she can use the support. She does a lot for Guilty of Crime. And yeah. All right. So there it is. There's 2 pages. Ton of stuff here and almost anything else you could want. If you say, you know what, Jay, there's the bags, by the way, and it's a low stock. You see that? They're the bags that we're giving away tonight, folks. Nike bags, and they have different Guilty of Crime logos. Thank you so much, Jammy Dial. I appreciate that. Yeah, coloring books are great. A lot of people like listening to my show while coloring. All right. Peace out, Mabster. Peace out. Yeah, Tiff does custom designs, all that. But that's what we're giving away, Mama Sage. You see that bag right there? One of those bags is going to be yours. All right. So we've got the bright green one, which is my favorite because green's my favorite color. And then we've got the cool red one. I do like that too. Red and green and black. I love. All right. Black if you want a black one. And orange if you want to grab an orange one. That's my little Guilty of Crime logo that I had Dolly Vision do. So if you're a fan of Guilty of Crime and Dolly Vision, there you go. All right, just go support Tiff, go support Guilty of Crime, sign up for Ghost. It's free. And you guys, we will be back next week. We are Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. So in other words, 4 o'clock in Cali, 7 o'clock in Florida, right? Damn, you've been a member for a long time. You better every day. I'm so happy you get better. Thank you. Member for 20 months. Thank you. That was a nice compliment. You get better every day. I'm so happy for you. Well, I appreciate that. I just do my thing and read. I do my work and I read for you and we talk and we interact. So thank you. Thank you. That's an honor that you've been here so long. Man, I didn't even realize that. Some of you guys I don't see all the time. And so I'm like, whoa. And Foxy just gifted a Guilty of Crime membership on the way out. So wow. I hope you guys got a membership if you wanted one. Cheeky, you know the drill. Same bat time, same bat channel. That's how we do Monday through Friday. Love you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. If you see the video, any of my videos, hype them. Go check out my playlists. Have a wonderful weekend. Love you guys. Happy Friday. And yes, take your meds no matter what they are. Go take them. Allie Callie says you're hilarious every day. I don't even, not even trying to be funny. Is it the face that I make? Is it the what's funny? Why am I making you laugh, Allie Callie? That's what I want to know. Carol. Oh, I'm like, what just came on? Oh, Melissa, my girl. She's been listening. Thank you. You say whoop. I say boop. Kel, thank you so much. Kel just gifted a Guilty of Crime membership. Please thank Kel if you received that membership. Kel is our newest mod. She just came on this week. All right. We love our Guilty of Crime mods. All right. Mama Sage, much love to you. Congratulations on the bag. And good night to all of you. I will miss you until next week. Some of you guys know where I'll be this weekend. You see me in the other chats. Go find me. Hey, catch me if you can. Good night, guys. Love you all. And boop. Boop. I'm out of here. One more time.
Guilty of Crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of Crime.
Are you guilty of crime?